Greetings and salutations. It is I, Roxie Ryder, your local time traveling trash bandit, coming to you live from the inside of a golden trash can. And today is Axel Serious Day. Today's Axel Serious Day. Hello, hi caffeine. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So today we're playing twofold. One, sorry I'm late. I was napping. I was napping. I was napping in it, and I didn't wake up with my alarm. Um, it is the 4-year anniversary of Tempest HQ. Woo! But specifically the 4-year anniversary of Axel Sirius, who is the man on screen right now. Um, he has a new song. It's out already on streaming platforms. But the music video is dropping later today. Um, so I'll be reacting to that. Uh, not on stream. I will be off stream by then. But yeah, so you should go check that out. And this is all relevant for today because today we are playing some more Stargazing Season, which is the visual novel made by fans, um, featuring all 6 of the Tempest boys. I played it last week. I played Bettel's route. Uh, and I had so much fun doing it that I decided that I'm gonna do another person's route. And I've been kind of teasing who it's gonna be by being like, yeah, it has to do with hot pot, hot pot. Um, but yes, it is Axel. It is. I'll be doing Axel's route today. But yeah, as you can see on the screen, uh, the duality of man. Uh, so without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into the game because last week when I played Battles Route, it took me about maybe a little bit longer than 4 hours to finish it. So since I'm starting a little bit late, I'm just gonna jump right into the gameplay. So well, I'm not playing Staff or Retro, so Stargazing season. Oh, good God. There we go. Okay. Yay! Here we are. Let me actually just. I remember that the pings were like a little bit loud, so let me just. There we go. Okay, start. Hello, and welcome to the University of Elysium main campus. You must be here for the Elysian Summer Idle Camp. Yes, I am. Your taxi drops you off at the gates of a majestic Gothic university. The tall, impressive gates are made from iron or steel wrought into graceful twisting forms. Also, hold on. I realized you can barely see him. And that will simply not do. There we go. There we go. At the top of the gate sits the painted crest of the university, featuring 6 stars floating over a sailing ship. Sailing the same road, boys, you're with me, not alone. I will share my heart and soul. Hey. Yes, so many references, I remember that. You pull up your bags and prepare to search for your dorm. I talked about this last time that I really enjoyed the bag with the little stickers, how they represent all the members. Like that's Altair's cello, and um, this is for Fleon, and then obviously the axelotl for Axel, a battalion and phantom for Bettel. This is just Shinwi, and yeah, this is for Haka. But wait, who are you? Input your name and press enter. I am Roxie. Roxie! And what are your pronouns? My pronouns are she, her. Excellent. How wonderful to meet you, Roxie. Let's go see your dorm room. Yay! First day. campus is bustling with people preparing for the idol camp, and your dorm is certainly no different. There we go. You see a variety of people, many of them teens like you, clearly here for the camp. Some with their families, and others alone. You check your letter and enter what appears to be your dorm, Lyra Manor. Okay, hold on. I think maybe this was a little bit too... There we go. As you walk down the hallway looking for your room, you see names posted on various doors. Altair, Axel, Bettel, Fleon, Haka, Shinri. A few other names pass by, but those catch your eye. They seem familiar. Perhaps they were in your entrance packet? Right. Your mind refocuses as you see Roxie on a door at the end of the hall. This must be your room for the camp. You enter your dorm room and are quite impressed. The walls are crisp off-white and the windows sparkle with stained glass like little paintings over the freshly made bed. There is a folder on the nearby desk. You have a couple of hours of free time before the opening ceremonies begin. What do you do? Okay, so last time I met two of the boys and I didn't unpack. So this time I am going to unpack. You decide to prepare for camp by unpacking. You open your suitcase on the bed and move your clothing from the suitcase to the chest of drawers. You properly organize all of your things, placing your notebook and composing book on your desk and a little stuffed animal on your bed. Finally, you place your guitar case next to your bed for easy access. Maybe you'll practice in your free time. Well, good, that's everything sorted. You still have some time left too. What will you do next? Now, I am going to, I'm going to visit my neighbors. You decide to leave your room and visit your neighbors. As you noticed when you passed by on the way to your room, the doors are all labeled with names. Who will you visit? Well, I've already made it clear whose route I'm doing today, so let's go to see Axel. Standing in front of the door labeled Axel, you can't help but notice how damaged it is compared to the other doors in this hallway. Oh boy, already? God. You're pretty sure you see marks from forceful punches. Fist-shaped craters dot the door's wooden exterior. Good grief, Aniki, what have you done? And then the door's handle are teeth marks? Your face is drawn in closer and closer to the door's violent blemishes. You don't notice how heavy your breathing is getting. When your nose is practically touching the wooden surface, the door suddenly swings inward and open. Good grief. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay, I cannot do his accent, but I'm gonna try my best to embody his personality. Altair, how many fucking times do I have to tell you to stop creeping outside my door? A young man on the other side of the doorway gives you a fiery glare. It matches his equally fiery and vibrant blonde, red-streaked hair. Huh? You're not Altair. He's so confused. Oh god. Why did you think I was this Altair person? Because that creep is constantly standing outside my door and just starts breathing all heavy and shit. Not a thought behind his eyes. No, this. And you are correct. I don't know how familiar you are with this particular man in real life, but he is, in fact, kind of a dumbass. How's a guy supposed to get a good nap in with all that noise? I mean, I understand he looks up to me and everything. I'm his idol, even though he won't admit it. And I'm taller, so he has to look up. Ah! Not familiar at all. You know what? You're in for a treat. But still, he needs to give me some personal space. That guy has a weird-ass stalker behavior. I was just stopping by to say... He just loves me too much. Well, that's part of being an idol, you know? You can say I'm the world's idol. Everybody loves me. The people who haven't met me just don't know it yet. This guy... I'm gonna... Oh my god, what's wrong with you? It's dizzying how fast this young man is changing from one topic to the next. Yeah, because it's like that. I was just stopping by to greet you as one of the new team instructors. Oh, so is that it? You think just because you're a team instructor, that means you can be a creep in front of my door? That's fucked up. That's power harassment right there. Oh my god. I wasn't doing anything of the sort. I just wanted to greet everyone. Wow, now you're trying to gaslight me. That's not... Power harassment! Oh my god. Gaslighter! You should be apologizing to me right now. You're lucky I haven't called my lawyer yet. Alright. I'm sorry. Jesus. Those words don't feel good coming out of your mouth. And suddenly, a moment of clarity strikes. You wonder if the person being gaslit is none other than yourself. You hear Axel make an audible, as if in deep thought. Oh wait, look, his little fangsies out. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I don't know. That sounded like a half-assed apology, I'm not gonna lie. But don't you worry. I'm a good guy. I know how we can put your mistakes all behind us. It's actually very simple. You need to start giving me money. Oh my god, he's scamming me. Oh my god. Scam so serious. All of your money. Right now. Knock, knock. Just... That moment of clarity from earlier is contacting you again. It's telling you to run the hell away from him. It's telling you to run the hell away. Your legs obey and you sprint to wherever Axel isn't. Huh? Where are you going? You pause outside your door to catch your breath. You check your watch and see that it's time for the opening ceremony. You take a deep breath, then follow the wave of people in the hallway toward the theater stage. This fucking guy. As you enter the theater, you notice one of the adults, presumably a fellow teacher or team leader, waving you toward the front row of seats. You nod and head in their direction, then sit in one of the seats in the front row. It's an honor to have you here at the Elysian Summer Idol Camp. I've heard so much about you. You and the teacher make small talk until the sound of an echoing mic pierces the theater. Hello, educators and future idols, and welcome to the 10th session of the Elysian Summer Idol Camp. I do not remember what voice I gave Vesper last time. I am Vesper Noir, head of the Elysian Summer Idol Camp and Dean of the University of Elysium School of Music. But this is his voice now. I am happy to see that everyone has settled in and made themselves at home in Lyra Manor. As you can see, I am currently holding forth on the main stage of the Elysium Repertory Theater. This will be your stage for the Elysian Summer Idol Camp concert, so familiarize yourself with the territory. I look forward to hearing great things from all of you, so seek to find greatness in yourselves. Now that we've covered the basics, let's introduce this session's staff. D Noir begins bringing up educators and team leads one by one. When he reaches Group C, he calls your name. Roxie, please come to the stage. Roxie is the team leader for Idol Group C, and she is one of the youngest musicians to ever attend the Elysian Conservatory. We hope that Roxie can inspire all of you to do amazing things as well. You blush a bit, but nod politely, thanking D Noir before returning to your seat as he gestures for you to leave the stage. The remainder of the opening ceremony goes by fairly quickly, as everyone is introduced to the crowd of young future idols. D Noir ends the ceremony by thanking everyone for attending, then the crowd slowly shuffles out. You check your schedule and find that it is time for dinner in the Lyra Manor cafeteria. You follow a crowd of teenagers around your age to a grand wooden hall where the smell of warm, tasty food hovers in the air. You get in line and are looking over the cafeteria food when... What can I do for you today, kiddo? We got a real smorgasbord tonight. You're a bit startled, but decide to get... do I want a small plate of sausage? I got the barbecue ribs and corn last time. I'm gonna have the eggplant parmigiana. As you collect your tray and leave the line, your mouth waters at the tantalizing smell of your food. It's been a long day, and you are definitely hungry. Even so, you take a few moments to look around the seating area. To your left is a table of giggling teens in matching outfits. Are they part of that new rock band, the Sharpshooters? Do they come as a group? And further back toward the fireplace, isn't that Marikana, the golden voice? They say she never let her wheelchair get in the way of her singing. This camp is truly impressive in its scope of talents. You hadn't really realized how wide-ranging it is. Perhaps you should review your folder. Anyway, it's time to eat. You look around for a seat and decide to try to sit... Here are my options. By the friendly blue-haired boy with the sharp green eyes, Altair. By Axel, whom I've already met. By the anxious gray-haired boy with the mismatched eyes. Oh, that's Bettel. That's so cute. Last time I'd already talked to him, so I didn't see how they described him. By the energetic red-haired boy with a sheepish grin. By the loud purple-haired boy with the ice blue eyes, Haka. By the older-looking boy with the black ponytail at a table by herself. By Axel. Come on, Scamsel. Try to scam me again. As you move closer to Axel's table, you can't help but remember the saying, getting off on the wrong foot. Maybe that's the case here, you think to yourself. Maybe there were just several celestial factors that were out of your control. Maybe Axel was making a couple of jokes and wasn't serious. Maybe Axel wasn't actually trying to gaslight you out of all your money. No, I think he was. That's Axel. Maybe. Oh. Now at the dining table, you pull out a chair and take a seat on the opposite end from Axel. He smirks at you, mid-chew. Well, if it isn't the person whose name I never got. Oh, do I gaslight him back? I can either say my name is Roxie or gaslight. What do you mean? I told you my name. Okay. What do you mean? I told you my name outside of your room. Axel gives you a look of confusion. His eyes go in and out of focus, trying to relieve the memory, relive the memories from before. Relieve the memories. You see his lips silently make the motions of words. He goes through the conversation sentence by sentence, trying to recall your name that you never actually gave. After about 40 seconds of this, you give in to your pity. Axel, I never actually gave you my name. What? I fucking knew it! See? You are a gaslighter! I learned how to gaslight after meeting a certain, blonde camper. Man, whatever. I don't even care anymore. My name is Roxie. Alright then, I guess I should say it's nice to finally know your name, Roxie. I'm Axel Sirius, but you probably already knew that. I was gonna guess you saw my name on the door. Then I remembered you're like this weirdo stalker, yeah? You probably knew everything about me before I even got to camp. No, I actually don't know anything about you. It's so hard having fans who love me too much. As you sit there in silence, you're debating which you hate more, Axel's words or his shit-eating grin as he says those words. Oh, this is gonna be a good story. I can already tell. You know, fans gotta help pay for their idols' lifestyles, right? A deep sigh escapes your lips, which causes Axel to start chuckling. Hey! I'm an idol who looks after his fans, so I'll be generous and let you give me money on any day of the camp. And make sure everybody can see when you give me the money. Gotta show off how much people love me. Bugging people for money isn't very idol-like. Axel laughs, gets up, and leaves while saying, Jana. Okay, so he's gonna be speaking Japanese. Got it. You think back again to the saying, getting off on the wrong foot. You decide it's a stupid phrase. You find the classroom with the sign, Idol Group C, taped to the nearby wall. The door is wide open, and lively chatter from inside echoes into the corridor. You pause outside the classroom for a moment, shifting your camp folder from one arm to the other. You quickly scan the room. Axel is sitting on one of the desks, talking with Altair, who sits in a chair next to him. You also see Shinri studying the papers in his hand, while Haka chatters into his ear. You enter the room, and shortly after, Betel and Fleon arrive. Betsy! My wife. Okay, anyway, sorry. Fleon smiles shyly at you as the two of them find a spot, all while Betel talks loudly about curtains, ladders, and bad luck. Okay, so you do still get that line even if you don't meet him. That's funny. As a player, like, if you haven't done his right, you have no idea what he's talking about. You start wondering how to get everyone's attention, when a loud bang makes everyone jump a little. You turn to find the source. Everyone pauses in their tracks as Betel momentarily looks confused. Betel grips his knee with a grimace of pain and a stream of expletives. When he's forced to stop in order to breathe, you decide to speak up. Are you okay? I'm never okay, but this is I'm never okay, but this is worse than being never okay. I've probably broken my knee. I'm gonna end up being sent home a complete and utter failure. This whole thing is a mess. I'm a mess, and why is this table even here? He stops to take a breath, and Fleon breaks in. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? Yeah. If it gets worse, I'll just squeeze him so hard that his knee stops hurting. But more importantly, you've been wanting to get the meeting going, right? Why don't you get started? Fleon seems silly? No, observant. Pretty observant. Did he notice you were trying to figure out how to start? You decide to take him up on his offer and look at the rest of the group. Okay, I guess we can get things started. For those who missed it, my name is Roxie, and I'm in charge of leading Idol Group C. Before I go into the details for today, can I ask everyone to introduce yourselves to the rest of the group? Maybe also tell us one thing about yourself, if you're comfortable with that. You nod to the closest person, who happens to be Altair. He gives everyone a gentle smile. Me first? Alrighty then. Hi everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Regis Altair, and I'm... An asshole! My turn! I'm Axel Serios. Axel! Altair whips around to glare at his friend, who simply grins and shrugs. You were acting so stiff, man. I figured I'd lighten up the room a little bit. Are you supposed to respond to this? Luckily, you're safe from having to say anything when Haka speaks up with a wide grin. Oh, I'll go next. My name is Bonzoin Haka. Nice to meet you all. I'm really excited to be here. Hello, I'm Josuiji Shinri. For one thing about myself, I guess I'm not super great at singing, but I'm ready to learn with everyone. Wow, someone actually remembered the question. Of course it was Shinri. Fleon pushes his hand into the air and waves shyly. Me next. My name is Machina Xfleon, and I'm really happy to meet everyone. I'm kind of nervous, but I think this week will be a ton of fun. He takes a breath, and you look at Betel. But Betel is examining his knee, still looking doleful. Oh, he's so wet and sad. Also, for the one thing about myself, I really love helping people. So if you ever need a sympathetic ear, come look for me. And that's my introduction. You look at Betel again, but now he's rubbing his knee while making grumbling noises to himself. What are we supposed to be doing during these meetings anyway? I know we have to prepare for the concert, but... Haka, didn't you read the introduction package? What introduction package? You threw it away, didn't you, Axel? I ain't got time to read essays. I'm here to do stuff, not sit on my ass like I'm in an actual class. Axel seems like a fucking dumbass. Like a dingo. You can't decide if it's in a good or a bad way, though. Kind of like an unruly pet, maybe? Actually, recalling your interactions with him earlier, maybe it's only in a bad way. And besides, this camp is short, right? So we gotta make the most of it. I want to practice and perform. I don't want to waste time reading. Okay, maybe he's a bit different? Maybe he's more thoughtful than I thought. No, still like a dog. I think he selected no, still like a dog last time. I'm gonna go maybe he's more thoughtful than I thought. Maybe his casual nature is just a way of expressing his thoughtfulness. You once again recall your conversation with him earlier in the day. Yeah, you're definitely overthinking it. Before things escalate further between the two, you decide to step in. You open your folder and withdraw some papers. It's okay. I have some extras here. I printed them just in case. You pass the extra copies to Axel and Haka. We have to brainstorm and plan for our group performance at the end of camp. That means we have to think of our theme, style, and costumes together. I was thinking that today we could each suggest a theme first, discuss each other's ideas, and maybe hold a vote at the end if we can't decide. The room falls silent for a moment. Oh no, did you jump into business too quickly? Excuse me! You turn to him with some relief. Yes? My name is Gavis Betel. I wasn't sure I'd make it here, but I guess I'm stuck here now. So nice to meet you all. Thanks! He gesticulates widely as he speaks, and as he does, his fingertips whisk dangerously near a pencil holder. I'm not even doing Betel's route this time, and I'm so charmed by him. I love him so much. But okay. Gotta leave the jester wife out of it today. I'm not doing his route this time. Be careful. Whack. Clatter. Too late. Are you okay? Betel stares at the pencils rolling around on the floor. After a moment, he looks up and nods at you firmly. Yep, that's all I wanted to say. You can keep going. He ducks beneath the table, and there are clattering sounds as he tries to grab the pencils on the floor. Need some help? No. Contrary to his dejected response, Betel's head pops up from under the desk as he glares at his friend. Look, I didn't get to introduce myself, so I felt like I needed to. Betel seems like an entertainer. Like he's good at lightening the air. Did he do that on purpose? No, he just has bad luck. Fleon jumps down to grab 2 more pencils and stuffs them in the container Betel is gripping. Shinri also picks up one that had rolled towards him and offers it to Betel. Thanks. You look down at your papers during their back and forth. Leading a group is tougher than expected. You... Just let them banter? I think I chose that last time. I try to get things back on track. Should we go back to brainstorming? If we can't think of anything, how about we start off by naming some concerts that we really enjoyed watching? To your relief, some of them nod, so you gently kickstart the conversation and get the group back on track. With some help from Altair and a few reasonable suggestions from Shinri, the group gets some ideas together. There are some pretty wild proposals from Axel and Haka, but overall, everyone starts getting into it towards the end of the meeting. The bell rings, so you wrap it up and everyone grabs their belongings before filtering out of the room. As you're putting away your things, you hear a noise in the room. Leon, Axel, Bettel, Axel? Axel is talking loudly about food as he waits for Altair to grab his stuff. I'm hungry. Think we can find food somewhere? Wanna check out the dining hall before we head back to our rooms? Yeah, man, let's go. You're about to head out the other door when Axel speaks to you. Ayo, Roxie, wanna come with? Caught off guard by the sudden invitation, you look at him in confusion. Huh? Food, man, food. You gotta get some energy after working so hard. Let's go find some snacks. Come on, let's go. I'm hungry. I'm giving you a chance to hang out with the amazing Axel Sirius some more. Ain't no way you want to turn that down. You're caught between annoyance and gratitude that he would extend the invitation. Your stomach quietly complains, so you decide that maybe some food would be a good idea after all. Sure, I'll come with. I think if the dining hall doesn't have anything, there's a non-campus store. Alright, let's go! As you walk to the dining hall together, listening to their easy chatter, you feel a knot of tension unwind a little in your chest. You can't help but smile. Maybe this whole group leading thing would turn out alright after all. With the meeting over, it's time to go to bed. Your bed is nicely made and ready for sleep. You put on your pajamas, go down the hall to the shared restroom to brush your teeth, and get everything ready for tomorrow. Now it's time for sleep. Yay! Do I get to wake up in time for breakfast because I actually unpacked this time? You wake up with the sun shining into your eyes, ready and refreshed for your first real day of camp. You get dressed, head down the hall to the bathroom to brush your teeth, and then make your way down to the Lyra Manor cafeteria for some much-needed breakfast. Yay! I get to have breakfast! Woohoo! Rise and shine, kiddo! Today's breakfast special is Eggs Benedict with a side of fruit salad prepared by yours truly. Eat up and enjoy your day. He grins widely as he passes you a tray with the meal he has described. You want to be petty at his morning energy, but the food just smells so good. You take your tray and look for a place to sit. Looks like there's a seat by Axel. Your meal, for one reason or another, doesn't taste very good today. It could be because of the ingredients, it could be how everything was prepared, or it could be because of a smug grin from across the table. I'm so... Oh my god, this fucking asshole. Damn, you really can't get enough of me, huh? I'm gonna strangle him. I'm gonna strangle him in his sleep. I'm just gonna... You can't see this, but I'm currently holding up my hands and doing like a strangling motion towards him. I feel so guilty now. So many people getting their hearts broken by the one and only Axel Sirius. First, you're stalking me outside my room, and now your precious meal times are spent with me. I should have tried harder to hide how amazing I am. Axel, why are you like this? Hey, don't try to gaslight and make me think this is my fault. You're the one going to spots I'm at, not the other way around. With a sigh, you explain you're trying to get on friendly terms with anyone and everyone. As one of the TAMP's team instructors, your job is to ensure success for all hopeful and would-be idols. With Axel's behavior, however, you're changing your strategy to be more hands-on and one-on-one. With each word you speak, Axel's smile fades more and more. So now you're hanging around me because it's your job as team instructor, to make sure campers become real idols? And you think I'm the one who needs the most help? Nah, not a chance. There's no chance. His ego. I bet out of all the fucking campers, I'm the one who's the most like an idol. You should be investigating them, not me. Look into Regis Altair. I can't even say the shit Altair's done out loud because they'll think I'm a psycho and kick me out of camp. The blank expression on your face gives Axel no comfort. His facial expression, however, changes from one thing to the next. You see the 5 stages of grief play out on his face. Axel loops through anger and depression a few times, but he reaches the last stage like everyone else. Acceptance. Yeah. If you want to be all clingy and follow me around, go right ahead. You're a team instructor, not like I can stop you anyways. I'm telling you though, after camp is done, you're gonna realize that I am a true idol. And always was. You'll say something like, "Oh no, how could I have ever doubted Axel? I've been such a dumbass." And after I ace all the classes, then you'll probably think the courses were too easy and have to make harder ones. Well, they'll probably think the courses were too easy and have to make harder ones, just for me. You watch as Axel gets up and leaves, each footstep carrying the subtle sound of determination. You don't notice the small, hopeful smile on your face. What is this, like, frenemies to lovers thing going on with them? I'm kind of into it. You arrive in the classroom wing of Lyrander in time to see students moving toward various classrooms. Okay, which class is Axel in? He's in idol class with Battle. Which class are you in today? I'm going to idol class. Oh. As you enter idol class, Dean Noir nods at you from across the room. Good to see you, Roxie. It's always pleasant when the idol group leaders participate. I'm sure you could now teach many in this room a thing or two about being an idol. You blush a bit, and a few heads turn towards you. The dean hurries to add, not, of course, to put you on the spot. That's why I am here, after all. He smiles in apology and gestures for you to take a seat. Now today, future idols, we will be talking about idol activity. Oh, good lord. We'll be talking about idol activities and behaviors that you might want to familiarize yourselves with. I am Vesper Noir, head of the Elysian Summer Idol Camp and dean of the University of Elysium School of Music, and I am pleased to see you all here today. Today, we will work on developing your personal signifiers as an idol. These are the things that make you stand out from other idols, things that people recognize you for or associate you with. Whether that's a signature color, a hairstyle, a mascot, a pose you like to strike, or even a stylish signature, it is part of what makes you the idol you are. Let's have everyone pair up so you can work on developing your personal signifiers. Despite being kind of famous as a music prodigy, you've never specifically thought about idol signifiers before. But developing your own style or brand is definitely important. You look around for a few moments and then decide to pair up with Axel, this infuriating guy. You're now in a pair with Axel for idol class. Although guiding and monitoring Axel is your main goal, the assignment also requires teamwork. You ponder how much help to give until you feel fingers tapping on your shoulder. What the hell are you thinking so hard for? This is easy. Or did you already forget what the old man wants us to do? Vesper wants us to figure out our personal signifiers. Yeah, those things. You know the old man can call them whatever you want, but it's simple. We just gotta decide what makes us stand out from everybody else. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And the first way idols can make an impact is from their looks. Even if I never say a single word, I still make an impression. Yeah, because you look like that. Because you look like that, Axel. You look Axel up and down. It's already obvious what makes Axel noticeable. The way you're looking all over my body is creepy, Stalker-san. But you probably have a good idea what makes me stand out. Oh, look at his pouty little face. My hair. My clothes. My absolutely handsome face. There's more, but we can get into that stuff later. Oh, he's insufferable. I love it. You grab one of the worksheets for this assignment, as well as a pencil. Even though you feel what Axel says is very basic, maybe too basic, you start scribbling down what he's saying word for word. But before you write even 5 words, a hand grabs the pencil away. The hell are you doing? Are you trying to make me fail this class? I'm writing exactly what you said. I know what I said, but those were just some simple words so that even you could understand it. You strongly resist the urge to remind Axel that you are, in fact, a team instructor for the idol camp. I mean, look at what you wrote. Axel's hair. I would fail my own ass if I wrote that. You chuckle mentally, glad that Axel knows at least that much. We gotta break things down and actually explain shit. For example, the colors of my hair are bright, like a fire. There are red highlights at some of the tips. And the shape and outline of my hair is also important. It's spiky on one side. If someone only saw my shadow, they'd 100% know it was me. This is true. He has a very distinct silhouette. You don't see this style on anyone else. I look fucking fierce. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up if you look at me wrong. But I also have this one hair braid, you know, to break things up a little. People see the hair braid and they're like, oh, he takes the time to put his hair together or some shit. Or maybe something like, I wonder if his hair braid has a special meaning. It's all these different things working together that pull people in. And that's just my hair. You begin writing down what Axel instructs you to do, from his hair to his complex clothing and accessories. As you write down one of his accessories is a dog collar and leash, Axel again takes the pencil away. But it is though, Axel. But it is though, you literally have a dog collar and a leash. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Hold on. You literally have a dog collar and a leash. Bro. Bruh. Like, be so for real. Okay, hold on. No. There we go. Yo, I'm not a dog, and it's not a collar. He explains animals wear collars and people wear chokers. And the leash isn't a leash, it's a tie. Uh-huh. Axel says the choker and tie combo are stylized, making it look like he's wearing a dog collar. But it's actually not a collar and leash. After several more minutes, you finish writing and place the pencil down. Axel looks over the worksheet. Yeah, this isn't bad. The worksheet is still quite empty, and you decide to nudge Axel in the right direction. These aren't all of the personal signifiers, right? Wow, maybe you really are a team instructor. Ugh. That's right, visuals are only some parts of what makes an idol. The other parts are personality and talent. One of my talents is singing. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, but he does have a fucking sick voice. He sounds so good when he sings. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of idols sing, but not all of them do it as much as me, or they don't have as many song projects being worked on. Since singing is its own class, I'll hold off on showing my skills. Until then. You pick up the pencil and write down Axel singing as another of his personal signifiers. And finally, there's an idol's personality. Why are you saying that and giving me a side eye? You think an idol is supposed to be this pure person who never swears or anything? You nod. Well, that's where you're wrong. All idols have a personality, but that doesn't mean they all have to be the same pure type. There are plenty of pure idols, sure. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're thinking that being pure is a requirement for being an idol. You think pure is in the definition of idol, like some out-of-date dictionary. That, right there, is what I have a problem with. We don't agree on what an idol is. And that kind of scares me too, because you're trying to turn me into your vision of an idol. So then what is your definition of an idol? Axel goes quiet for a few moments, going into his own thoughts. Eventually, he finishes contemplating and locks his eyes with yours. You see conviction in his expression. An idol is somebody that makes your day better when you see them. Someone that makes you happier, even if it's just by a little. Maybe that idol is pure. Maybe they're not. But not everybody gets happy from the same exact thing. Sometimes people want to see a person like me, because of how I act or talk or sing, because it makes them happy. But even if tons of people call me their idol, and even if I brighten their days, I'm still not an idol in your eyes. Huh. This time, you're the one who goes into their own thoughts. Your image of how an idol talks or acts is the same as many others in the world. Idols don't swear. Idols behave properly for all age groups. Idols will always be that way, right? No. You wonder if Axel has a point, or if he's trying to gaslight you again. No, he has a point. But I'm a team instructor here to guide idols, you think to yourself. I can't be wrong, can I? No, you can. You don't notice how you mutter, "Can I?" out loud. Can you what? You snap out of it and look down at Axel's worksheet, the pencil still in your hand. You're unsure if you agree with what Axel says. But regardless of any uncertainty you feel, you also notice a feeling of curiosity. You throw your hesitation away and decide to give Axel's idol definition a try. After a few scribbles, the worksheet for Axel is complete. Rambunctious personality, huh? I know what that means. I think. It's the nicest way I could describe you. Well, if you say it's the nicest way, that means you're at least trying to be nice, right? You explain that you're willing to give Axel's idea of an idol a chance. Ha! Damn, you're so easy to convince. I'm gonna strangle him. 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 Thanks, though. For real. Anyways, now that we're done with my worksheet, it's time to do yours. You see Axel grab a pencil and a blank worksheet. He fills in whatever information he knows, which is only your name. So, what makes you stand out from other people? I'm not exactly sure myself. Well, shit. Alright, listen. I know we're being all nice to each other right now, but I gotta be honest. There is nothing about you that stands out. Oh, this fucking son of a bitch. Like, I'd have a hard time trying to even describe you. It's almost like you're just a floating voice or something. Yeah, because I'm the player. For the rest of Idol class, you and Axel brainstorm what your personal signifiers are. Axel suggests you wear flashy clothing, like something with spiky shoulders, or maybe dye your hair. Your worksheet stays almost empty. You suddenly hear the carillon ring. Then you notice everyone else getting up. Must be time for lunch. That weird cafeteria worker is there again, serving lunch behind the counter. He grins as though he remembers you. Marvelous to see you again, kiddo. For lunch today, I recommend a hearty vegetarian meal, ratatouille with a side of our fresh spinach souffle, created and served by yours truly. He spins his ladle between his fingers, then scoops up the ratatouille with a meaty grin. You grab your tray, scoff, and head off to find a seat. Ultimately, you look around and decide to sit by Axel. It's gotten pretty routine to meet Axel during the meal times. You greet him, and he greets you back accordingly. The two of you make light talk about, including but not limited to, izakaya, scams, punching the animal named axelotls, yogurt males, etc. This fucking guy. You feel as if Axel has more to say, but a faint, grumbling noise seems to break his line of thought. Axel places one hand over his stomach and rubs it in a circular motion. God damn! I almost forgot about my food! No more yapping. Itadakimasu. Axel grabs a knife and fork from both sides of his dishes and gets to work. His silverware glides across the food, slicing everything into small enough pieces. And then, as if Axel was truly starving, he hastily shovels the food down his throat. Axel, did you not get enough food, enough to eat from whatever you ate last time? Axel lifts his face and eyes up from the meal, his cheeks full, like a hamster. Now, eye-to-eye with Axel, fear washes over you. The fear that Axel will speak, with his mouth full, spitting food everywhere. You instinctively bring your hands up to cover your face, peeking through your fingers. What you see is Axel reaching for his glass of water and chugging down the contents. Holy shit, that really hit the spot. Also, what the hell are you doing with your hands? And did you ask me something? You lower your hands and ask again if Axel didn't get enough to eat from his previous meal. Yeah, I think I ate enough. I mean, I guess I could always eat a little bit more. He glances down at your meal and notices it's mostly untouched. Oh, you need help eating your food or something? I can take some. Don't touch my food. Also, I was just worried because it seemed like you were actually starving. Huh? Can a guy not just enjoy his food? Dang, though, if you care that much about my health and jump to conclusions, you must be crazy parasocial, huh? Axel's face is now wearing his typical smirk. Hey, tell you what, if you really care about what I'm eating, maybe you can bring me a bento during camp? Come on, you care about me, right? You roll your eyes and shift your focus onto your meal. I'll try not to care as much in the future. The two of you concentrate on finishing your meals without exchanging any more words. The cafeteria buzzes with the laughter and chatter of campers, but a silence hangs over your table. As you finish your meal, you hear an almost silent voice from the opposite side of the table. But, I mean, to be fair, I actually do appreciate you looking out for me, though. Oh, Axel! Oh my god, I'm gonna... God, you frustrate me. Did you say something, Axel? Huh? Nope, not me. I didn't hear anything. Maybe you should get your hearing checked. No, wait. Sorry. I'm sorry. Like, actually. It might sound fake as fuck right now, but, like, for real, I apologize. I apologize for that stupid hearing joke just now. I apologize for treating you really shitty from before and all those other times. I really do appreciate you being worried for me and all that. Sorry again. Axel stands and picks up his meal tray, making way for the cafeteria's exit stations. But before he goes too far, he looks back at you. As you watch Axel turn his back and leave, you detect a strange mixture of emotions inside you. The sudden swelling feelings are unfamiliar. They're warm. Did the Axel Sirius just apologize to somebody? Maybe I really do need to get my hearing checked. Axel turns his head at you once more. He sees your shit-eating smirk, and he responds with his own cheek-to-cheek grin. The carillon rings, and you find yourself quickly moving to put your tray and head off to run your next idle team meeting. Oh wow, that got to me. That was that actually got to me. Oh. Should we pick it up? What if it bites? You should try biting it instead. Huh? What am I, some sort of dog? How about you bite it? Sure, if you give me some money, I will. Oh, what about frying it up? It looks tasty. You're gonna get, like, infected with some disease. I bet it's like some weird creature from the netherworld. It's here to take over Elysium or something. What is that thing, even? The words are barely out of Bettle's mouth before Shinri is crouching next to the strange creature. You watch nervously as he examines the unexpected visitor. Meanwhile, Flayon fully closes the half-open window and peers down at a feather that had escaped its owner. Also, I am really warm. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn the fan on. Probably when it had first flown in at an alarming speed and crashed directly into Bettle. Look at this. I've never seen a feather like it before. It's like super shiny. Hey, Hawkeye, know anything about it? Huh? Why would I know anything about it? I don't know. I think Shinri mentioned something about you and birds. Shinri smoothly interrupts before Hawkeye can respond. It's still breathing, and I don't think it's sick or anything. With that conclusion, he reaches out and pokes the bundle of feathers that was lying on the floor at your feet. At his poke, it lets out a small cheep of protest and stirs slightly. Haka crouches next to Shinri and also gently nudges it. Hey, little buddy, you okay there? The bird creature thing twitches again, and then its large ears perk up in sudden attention. You take a nervous step back when it cheeps and suddenly hops upright with a squawk, one wing flapping in surprise. Almost as if he was waiting for it, Haka starts making cheeping sounds at it. Cheep, 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 cheep. The bird fixes him with a stare and makes a demanding chirp. Haka immediately squawks back. Haka seems like a bird, like a loud bird. You can't think of any description more appropriate for Haka at that moment, especially as the two continue exchanging noises. Is this supposed to be a conversation? At Haka's loudest squawk, the creature cheeps demandingly, ruffles its feathers, and cocks its head at Haka questioningly. Hey, I think it likes me. Are you okay, little guy? Are you hurt from the fall? Where'd you come from? Despite the creature's odd looks, Haka's tone softens, and he coos at it as if talking to his own pet. Your impression of him adjusts rapidly. He seems still kind of compassionate. Like a compassionate person, he has a look of gentle concern as he offers the bird a finger to examine. Hey, for real, man, what is that thing? Can we cook it and eat it? Well, you don't think you should be cooking it. You think everyone has the same question. What the heck is it? With its iridescent feathers, large ears, and strange beak, all you can think is... cute! So cute. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's so cute. What's even stranger is that the creature doesn't seem to care that 7 humans are standing in a circle around it in an odd stare-off. It seems more curious, examining each person one by one as if it can see into everyone's hearts with its wide, sparkly eyes. It's so cute! Let's keep it! I'm not sure that's... We are not keeping that thing! Nah, man, let's take it to hawt. There it is! Hawt. The bird swivels its head around and fixes a rather unerring stare on Axel. Axel bristles at it. What, you want to fight, you punk? Why is it staring at me like that? Ooh, I bet it understood hawt. Maybe it's hungry? You don't think Axel meant that he wants to feed it? Shinry grabs his bag and digs inside. After a moment, he pulls out an uneaten onigiri and begins unwrapping it. At the sound of the crinkling wrapper, the creature immediately takes a hop closer, its head cocked curiously and eyes sparkling in anticipation. Everyone watches as Shinry breaks off some rice and places it on the floor nearby. Oh, it seems to like it. Me, I want to feed it! Shinry offers him the onigiri, and Flayon crouches down and mimics Shinry's actions, breaking off a piece and placing it on the floor. I don't know if this is a good idea. Are you not supposed to feed wildlife? Aren't you not supposed to feed wildlife? Does that even count as wildlife? Look at it! You watch as it happily gobbles up the rice that Flayon was feeding it. It seems pretty comfortable with humans, so it's probably fine. He rises to his feet and peers out the window. The way he came zooming in like that, I thought that maybe it was a baby bird, but there aren't any nests nearby that I can see. Let's make it the mascot for our show! Huh? Only if it wants to. At the very least, I don't know if it should be flying yet. It took a pretty hard fall when it bumped into Betel. Excuse me, is no one going to ask how I'm doing after being dive-bombed by that weird monster creature? How are you doing, man? I'm doing great. Thanks, man. Should we hand it over to the dean? I heard he's kind of knowledgeable about these things. I'm sure it's fine to keep here for now. The creature, you decide to just call it a bird for now, is finished eating and has resumed looking at everyone. All of a sudden, it hops towards you and cheeps, head cocked. What is it? You unthinkingly crouch down, and to your surprise, the bird hops closer and jumps on your knee. Oh! It likes you! Understandable, to be honest. Yep, it's got good taste. I'd do the same if I were it. He gives you a disarming smile, an innocent expression that is a sharp contrast to his rather forward comment. Shinry seems... mature. More mature than the others his age, especially from his words and actions during these 2 meetings. You duck your head in embarrassment and nervously reach a finger out towards the bird. It rubs its head against your finger and chirps before hopping onto your wrist. Although it's about half a foot tall, including its ears, it's surprisingly light. Its claws are firm but gentle on your skin, and it bobs a bit for balance as you rise to your feet. Did you want to go outside? You slide the window open again, but the bird makes no move to leave. Are you hurt from your fall? As if in response, it flutters one wing and gives a plaintive cheep. I guess it might not be ready to fly. Comet! Huh? I was trying to think of a name for it. Meatball! The smile that Altair directs toward Axel is somehow both friendly and terrifying. Hey, Axel? Remember that time when you... Before Altair even finishes speaking, Axel hurriedly backs off, hands raised in surrender. Whoa, man, no need to overreact. I was just a little hee-ha-ha, you know? Hee-ha-ha, you know? Although you're intensely curious about what Altair is talking about, Hawk jumps in, interrupting the two. What about Twinkle? Its feathers are all sparkly. Snotrag. You look over at Flayon and Shinri. I'm bad at naming things, but it kind of looks like a bandit to me. I like Wayfinder. Wait, why is everyone naming it all of a sudden? And why are you encouraging this? Back up a moment. I don't know if we can actually keep it. As if in response, the bird hops its way to your shoulder and rubs its head against your cheek. Okay, fine. I guess it's staying here for now. Yes! I'll bring some food and water. Oh, right. I'll bring some food and water for it later. It'll probably also need to be cleaned up after if it's hanging out in here. If it's badly injured, though, we'll need to take it to a vet. As you listen, you think that Altair seems like a leader. Like a leader, the blue-haired boy talks in a soft but no-nonsense tone, and as he voices his thoughts, the other boys seem to be naturally nodding and agreeing with him. Even better than Axel, weirdly enough. I'll grab some cleaning supplies after class. I can help. I want to help too. Why are they all so in sync after just 2 days of hanging out with each other? Alright, we can take turns looking after it, I guess. Hopefully the creature doesn't make too much of a mess. You should pick a name for it too. Good idea. Me? Yeah, you're group's leader after all. Why not? You look around the room and see everyone nodding in assent, so you finally surrender to the situation. Alright, I'll try to pick a name, I guess. You can think about it tonight. Now that that's settled, we should actually get some work done. I know it's exciting and distracting, but we should focus on more performance prep. Did anyone come up with any more ideas after yesterday's discussion? With your words, everyone comes to attention and settles into business. The flow of conversation feels better than yesterday, and everyone starts getting excited about the performance. You have to offer some input here and there, but overall you're starting to feel pretty good about this whole group leader thing. As they discuss ideas, you take notes and remind yourself to organize everything for them later. As I'm on cue, the bell rings. Excited for dinner, the boys begin to file out. You gently place the creature on a nearby desk. Hang out here for a while, okay? I'll get some food for you after our dinner. Maybe you should make a temporary bed for it? You pull off your sweater and begin folding it into something resembling a bird's nest when a towel is thrust into your vision. You look up and realize that someone had lingered in the room while everyone else had left. Haka? Shinri? Altair? Do you want to use this instead? His eyes crinkle into a teasing smile. It's clean. Well, mostly clean. I promise I only sweat into it a bit during dance practice. You take it nervously, but with a wry smile realize from its crisp folds and fluffy surface that the towel was, in fact, unused. Are you sure? Yeah, of course. Let me help. The two of you arrange the towel into a nest of sorts. Here you go, buddy. Comfy? It examines the small space that you had put together and apparently deems it sufficient. With a small hop, it nestles into it with a satisfied chirp. It's so cute. Altair chuckles. It really is. Are you gonna get some food for it from the cafeteria? Yes, that's the plan. Altair's face lights up, and you follow with what you guess he's hoping for. Would you like to help? Yeah, I'd love to. In which case, come on, no time to waste. Let's go right now. You nod eagerly, and with one last glance at the resting creature, you follow after him and close the door firmly behind you. It was going to be a busier week than you expected, but with the group's help, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. He is there again, plating up something for the person in front of you with his showy manner. Does he never take a break? You think for a moment, then decide to ask him just that when he says, I live to serve, kiddo, and tonight I'm serving heaping portions of beef and cheese lasagna made by my lovely cooking apprentice. Huge and tasty, perfect for growing teens. Oh, and if you see my apprentice, tell him Magni said to let him know it was magnifique. He raises his fingers to his lips and makes that chef-kissing gesture. Yeah, he really is a weirdo. You nod at him politely, not making eye contact, and head to the toppings and condiments bar to find something for the bird creature to eat. Surely something here would work. After some internal deliberation, you pick out an assortment of seeds and greens, then head out to the seating area to find a seat. You sit by Axel. You give Axel a smile as you sit at the table. Hello, Roxie. I hope you're having a good day. Huh? Why are you making that weird face? Who are you? And what have you done with Axel? First of all, there's only ever going to be one Axel Sirius, and that's me. Secondly, I am trying to think about what I say before saying anything. You realize that one incident from before is still lingering in the back of Axel's mind. Gaslight. Well, you need to try harder because you haven't improved at all! Or don't feel like you need to tiptoe on eggshells around me. You apologized already, so it's whatever. Brother, I want to gaslight him. And it's so mean. I'm gonna gaslight him. Axel's pupils dilate and his lips tremble. For real, I'm sorry. I figured you might still be upset, but listen, Axel, I'm messing with you. I honestly don't care about that anymore. Axel closes his eyes and lets out a long sigh. Come on, don't do that. You enjoy his reaction. Maybe Axel is influencing you more than you think. Hold on, I gotta... There we go. Don't feel like you need to tiptoe on eggshells around me. You apologized already, so it's whatever. Axel looks at you with soft eyes and gives a gentle smile. Alright, that's good. His gentle face slowly shifts to his usual cocky and happy-go-lucky self. I mean, it's not like I was actually sorry or anything. I was just, saying whatever to make you feel better. And though Axel looks smug, his eyes quickly examine your reaction to his joke. You chuckle and smirk. Dang, I can't believe you tricked me again. I feel so dumb compared to the mighty and all-knowing Axel Sirius. Axel, finally, relaxes his body. Don't mind. You shouldn't compare yourself to me because, I mean, hey, nobody can. Both of you share more laughs and start enjoying your meal together. Oh my god, he's such a Cinderella. Ah! You look up at the big cafeteria clock and realize you need to prepare for the concert. You nod politely to Axel, then head off to put up your tray and get ready to perform. Back in your room, you get into your concert outfit and do a few last checks of your guitar before placing it in its case for transport. You make your way to the theater and find a seat near the front. Dean Noir nods inattentively in your direction, clearly busy with the last preparations as campgoers make their way to seats in the theater. You open up a pocket in your guitar case to check the schedule and confirm that you'll be going third as you lead Idol Group C. I pointed this out last time as well, but I do love how this guitar case also has, little things for all of the members. Like, this is Bettel's pattern, this is Flayon's shield, 2 Hakitos, an axelotl, this is a koi fish from Shinri's design, and then, of course, this is a slime. The lights dim, and Dean Noir clears his throat to make a welcoming speech. Hello again. I am Vesper Noir, head of the Elysium Summer Idol Camp and Dean of the University of Elysium School of Music, and I am pleased to welcome you to this evening's entertainment. Tonight, We shall have our educators performing for you all, including the retired idol Dai Senpai, our singing class instructor. Also, give me a second. There we go. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Dinoir gestures to the stage and then exits to his left. The first two teachers leading idol groups A and B are performers from the same idol group. They team up and give the high-quality performance expected from such a prestigious idol camp. Their music is extremely catchy, and their dancing is impeccable. The audience cheers wildly, and a few even wave glow sticks. No pressure, but you're up next! You recognize that, as more of a musician than an idol, you should focus on what you do best. You open your guitar case, grab your guitar, and approach the stage. Up on stage, you tune your guitar and begin to play and sing one of your compositions. It's very emotionally moving, and you sway gently to the music. It's as though you're enveloped in your own sound. Eventually, you come out of your musical trance to the audience's thunderous applause. D. Noir grins at you from the first row as you bow and get down off the stage. You notice your idol team at various spots in the audience. You grab your guitar case and decide to sit with Axel. As you make your way closer to Axel, you notice he's staring at you with his mouth wide open. Like a deer, caught in headlights. A bug's going to fly in your mouth if you don't close it. Axel shuts his mouth, but only for a moment. What the fuck was that? Nearby campers quietly gasp at Axel's expletive. You look around at the shocked campers before turning to Axel. You move one finger in front of your lips, signaling the idol to hush. Huh? Oh, my bad. Axel lowers his voice to a whisper and repeats, "What the fuck was that?" You're tired. You're not sure if it's because of the performance or because of the boy in front of you. What? You didn't like my performance? When the hell did I say I didn't like your performance? You remind Axel that if he stops swearing, he can stop whispering, too. Ah, yeah. Like I was saying, when the heck did I say I didn't like your performance? And I only said, what the frick, because I was so surprised at how good that was. Thanks, Axel. I've practiced the guitar for a pretty long time. Yeah, I believe it. It was so badass when you did that part that was, mouth guitar solo noises. With both hands, he picks at his air guitar, playing a solo for all to hear. Are you a fan of the guitar, Axel? Who isn't? Everybody, and I mean everybody, thinks guitars are cool as shit. Axel lets out more loud swearing. But instead of sighing or telling Axel to keep quiet, you smile at the boy as he gushes about guitars. I'm telling you, it's impossible to find a person who has never played an air guitar. You want guitar lessons? Ah, you're a camp team instructor. I forget sometimes. After a few seconds of contemplation, Axel answers with a, nah. Would it be amazing if I knew how to play the guitar? Of fucking course. But I have other things I want to focus on right now. That's why I'm at this camp. Maybe one day, though. One day. The night continues with Axel asking more and more details. He asks about your childhood with the guitar, your struggles, if you can perform the famous solo from Furibado, etc., etc. As you prepare for bed back in the comfort of your dorm room, you contemplate the activities of the past 2 days of camp. Everyone is working so hard for their idol dreams. You think things are going pretty well. You resolve to keep it up. When you consider your time over the past few days, you have to admit that you've developed a particular interest in Axel. Well, yeah, no shit. You don't know what will happen at this camp, but he's so interesting, and you'd like to get to know him even better. You blush at the thought, but it's fine. You haven't said anything out loud, and no one can see you in your room. You calm down a bit. But still, it's still exciting to think about it. You finish up getting ready for bed, turn off the light, and head to sleep. Yay! Day 3! You wake up with the sun streaming through the window. It looks like another beautiful day. You decide to make a good start of it by heading to breakfast. Get as many interactions in as possible. You are waiting patiently in line for food when Chef Magni catches your attention. Good to see you up and about, kiddo. He gives you a thumbs up and then gestures at the morning's food selections. I've got just the thing for a future superstar. Hot oatmeal ready from the pot, served with fresh strawberries and just a bit of cream, great for nutrition and easy to digest. You eye the steaming bowl he offers you, dubiously. I swear, kiddo, it's delicious. Just the thing you need. Since he doesn't seem likely to change his mind, you sigh and begrudgingly accept your oatmeal. Time to go sit and eat this mush, you guess. Oatmeal is delicious, FYI. You sit at the dining table and greet Axel like usual, asking how his day is going. It's been kinda shit. You notice his breathing is louder than normal. With each breath he takes, you see him gulp a mouthful of air, and when he exhales, it sounds forceful and almost like he's sighing. Looking closer at Axel, you see beads of sweat slide down his forehead and further down to the rest of his face. Hey, are you alright? Actually, I'm just gonna take you to the nurse's office right now. As you get up from your seat, Axel raises one hand, signaling for you to stop. Wait, I'm just tired. Give me a minute. After a few moments, Axel manages to steady his breathing. Damn, I really need to fix my room's fucking door. And what do you say about the nurse's office? Does this camp secretly have a bunch of sexy nurse Nissans? Oh my god. I'm gonna get some water to drink. I'm just gonna leave you on this fucking guy. I'll be right back. You sigh and sit back in your seat. What was that heavy breathing all about? Also, what does your room door have to do with what was happening? My room door is a piece of shit. What? Alright, so my room's door is super fucked up and beat to shit. It has like scars and dents and whatever all over it. You nod, wondering where all this is leading. I was inside my room before coming here. But when I was trying to leave to go eat, the door wouldn't fucking open. So I was doing whatever I could to get out. I was pushing and pulling and slamming on it, yelling for anybody to let me out. I kicked that piece of shit door handle a million times before it would fucking open. Then, when I finally got outside, I had to run all the way here before they ran out of food. Axel, first of all, the camp cooks enough food so that everyone can eat. How the fuck was I supposed to know that? He became southern somehow. It's not like camp staff, right? I'm not like camp staff or anything. Speaking of which, aren't you a camp instructor? How could you and the other camp staff not fix a broken door already? You decide it will take too much effort to explain to Axel the differences between a team instructor and an actual member of camp staff. Still, you ask yourself why camp staff allows anyone to stay in a room with a malfunctioning door. You think more and more about the door's damage before squinting at Axel and unknowingly giving him an accusatory look. What? How exactly did the door get all that damage? Think it was me or something? Wow, that's actually pretty hurtful. The door was already messed up when I got here. If you don't believe me, you can go ask the staff. So stop looking at me like that. The expression on your face changes from doubt to regret. Sorry about that, Axel. I'm just trying to figure out why the camp would give anyone a room like that. Well, so the thing is, they said that room was off limits to everyone. Then how did you start staying there? The camp should still have a couple of rooms available. Yeah, they said I could choose from a bunch of other rooms, but I wanted that one. My friend Altair is in the room next door, and all the other areas didn't have 2 rooms that were close to each other. Oh, that's so cute! Oh. He wanted to be close to Altair! Oh. Shiny spicy! Shiny spicy! That's so cute. I decided to fuck it, whatever. I took that room anyway. But still, a door should have been fixed before any campers even got here. You believe what he's saying. Instead of thinking Axel's trying to gaslight you, you believe him. You smirk. There you go, giving me looks again. Sorry about doubting you earlier, Axel. I believe what you just said. I really do. Ah, well, it's all good then. However, a memory tugs at the back of your mind. But, Axel, didn't you call Altair a creep and a stalker before? Altair just loves me too much. He's a pretty good guy, though. More importantly, tell me about those sexy nurse Nissans. You happily tell Axel about the all-men's nurse team the camp employs. Axel takes a deep breath and sighs. Oh, today's the day, the trip. Oh, meeting in the evening. Dinner and then free time. Free time, dinner, idle meeting. Okay. So I'm going to singing class. You rush along with the other campgoers, heading towards the Lyra Manor classroom wing. As you reach the classrooms, you ponder which class to attend today. I'm going to singing class. You walk into singing class to the sounds of several people doing vocal warm-ups. As you look toward the front of the room, you spot a familiar-seeming figure. Didn't that guy flash your heart hands yesterday after your performance? Who is he? Oh wait, is that the idol Dai-senpai? It could be! You start a few vocal warm-ups yourself as you wait for class to start. The idol Dai-senpai claps his hand twice, and the class becomes silent. Hello, future idol hopefuls! It's so lovely to see and work with you at this camp. I am the retired idol Dai-senpai, and I was invited to come from Zenokuni to help you with your singing class. Every day, I'm so happy to see so many young, motivated, and talented idol hopefuls working together to fulfill their dreams and help others discover their own dreams. While I know some of you have already warmed up, I would like to go over a few of my favorite vocal exercises, just to make sure everyone's voice is ready for some serious work. As he stated, Dai-senpai then goes through a series of vocal warm-up exercises, doing each one first with the class as a whole, then selecting 1 or 2 individuals to demonstrate again, either to show them as an excellent example or to help them improve. Several of the students seem a bit nervous, but Dai-senpai's manner is very calming and encouraging, and soon everyone is eager to be called up. After the vocal warm-ups, Dai-senpai motions to the eager students to listen again. Now that everyone is good and ready, I want you all to pair up and work on your idol concert songs. Think about the pointers I gave you all, and watch your pitch and tone. Remember to be expressive, and let your dreams reach the audience. Everyone cheers a bit for Dai-senpai, then starts to pair up. You decide to pair up with Axel. You're now in a pair with Axel for singing class. As you approach the self-proclaimed idol, you notice a few sweat streaks down his face, here and there. Axel, are you okay? Did those warm-ups tire you out? No. He watches the boy takes both hands and wipes his face, top to bottom. When he finally takes his hands off his face, Axel inhales a slow and quiet breath. You seem stressed out. Stressed out? Yeah, maybe a little. It's nerves more than anything. Isn't singing your strong point? I mean, I'd like to think so. But no matter how much I practice, there's always going to be some nerves. Axel pulls out some folded paper pages from his back pocket. You recognize the sheets as the lyrics and choreography for the camp's closing concert. Since they gave us the songs and keys for the concert when we first got here, I've been practicing every night before bed. I've even been recording myself with a handheld tape recorder the camp let me borrow. Oh, Axel! And I think it sounds good. I really do. But it's always the same every time I practice a song a bunch of times. After a while, I don't know if I become deaf to my own singing. Like, maybe I'm fucking up really bad at certain parts and I just don't notice. I even asked Altair to try singing the songs I'll be performing just so I can compare. And I asked him to listen to my recordings to make sure nothing's wrong. So far, he's told me everything sounds good. But I'm still nervous. I'm always wondering if my performance is actually good or if people are just not wanting to say anything mean. Not all idols need to be good at singing. And I'm not saying every idol needs to be good at singing, but I do think all idols need to always be improving. I want to show my fans that their support is making a difference. Can't argue with idols having to always improve. Then let me be the judge of your singing. I promise to be brutally honest. Alright? I'm gonna depend on you this one time. Axel has a beautiful voice. You finish scribbling down some notes after Axel's performance. So, how was it? Looking over your notes, you think to yourself that Axel almost has perfect pitch. Just almost. A few parts throughout his singing, Axel was a bit too high or too low. For people who only focus on singing, the differences may be too slight to notice. But for classically trained musicians like yourself, the errors are obvious. Let's start with the good. Your pitch in most of your singing was spot on. And the bad? I counted 12 times where your pitch was slightly off, and you are breathing in at bad moments, which messes up the song's tempo. Pitches? Breathing? Holy shit, you can tell if those are wrong or not? Yes, but those errors were just for that one performance. We don't know how much your singing varies between different attempts. Huh? Okay, yeah, let me perform that song a couple more times, and you just let me know where I'm fucking up the most. Axel breathes heavily as he finishes his 5th performance of the same exact song. He rests his hands on the sides of his hips, his heads, as if he has multiple ones, on the sides of his hips, catching his breath. Well, you finish scribbling your findings and show Axel. These parts are where I feel you're repeating the same mistakes. Axel looks over your notes, and for a moment, he forgets how tired he is. He is almost silent as his eyes dart over the information. Maybe it'll be easier if you hear the differences. Hand me the recorder and I'll record myself singing this song. He hands you the small cassette recorder. You ignore the sticker that states, "Property of Noir Vesper. Please return if found." You hand the recorder back to Axel and he gently holds it with both hands as if it's a fragile relic. Try to listen to my performance when you can and use my written notes to learn the pitch and breathing differences. Yeah, I will. Thanks, Roxie. You return his gratitude with a gentle smile. Anytime, Axel. Feel free to find me whenever you have more questions or ideas. You should have said that. Both of you laugh and enjoy each other's company as singing class comes to an end. Oh, Axel. As expected, Chef Magny is at his place behind the serving counter. This time, he is stirring a massive cauldron of some type of, presumably edible, liquid, and has an array of knives and a cutting board to his side. You're not quite sure what to expect. Kiddo! That's what I wanted to see. Have you ever tried pho? Hearty and filling, it tastes great after a hard morning's work. And everything is nice and fresh, too. Magni proceeds to pour some broth from the cauldron into a large bowl, grabs some rice noodles from behind the counter, then slices some thin beef strips, chops a bit of white onion, sprinkles on some bean sprouts, and places the bowl on your tray with his signature panache, and it looks fucking delicious. Voila! Nice and fresh with a little touch of my own. Never say the great Chef Magni doesn't know how to cook. You side-eye him, but take the proffered bowl. You carry your tray out to the seating area and decide to sit by Axel. Axel greets you with his mouth full. Small pieces of food fly out from his mouth onto the table surface. Are you in a rush somewhere? You're eating pretty fast. Rush? Nah, no. Just hungry. You must really like the camp's food. I mean, it's alright. Just alright? Last time you were in a panic trying to get out of your room just to get your food. Listen, the camp fee included the meals, and I'm gonna get my money's worth. Also, you never really know when you're gonna have your next meal. You're right, Axel. The cafeteria posts its meal schedule in multiple places around camp. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean in real life. I grew up really poor, and every single day I had to really think about how I was gonna get all the food I needed. Oh my god, my fucking heart. Ugh. Ow. Like, at school, for example, I didn't get to bring my own lunch. My mom and dad gave me $5 each day, and I had to live off of that. I remember choosing between buying a bunch of instant noodles or getting a meal deal at a chicken fast food restaurant. But now, since I started my idol stuff, I can spend a little more, and I can spend a little to get more and higher quality food. Don't get me wrong, though. I appreciate the food the camp gives out. I appreciate every meal, really. Feeding this many people all these different meals on all these different days seems tough. I didn't realize you had such a rough childhood. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, if you feel bad for me, you want to give me your food? Do you actually want it? Nah, I'm just playing around. Like I said, I'm doing better now. Besides, looks like you need the food more than I do. What's that supposed to mean? Like, you're always running around camp for your camp work or whatever, and that takes a lot of energy. So I'm just trying to look out for you, because I'm such a good person. Let out a sarcastic chuckle and start eating. As you head out to the green, you see two separate groups of campgoers. One group is standing with D Noir, while the other is grouped up around the idol Dai-senpai. If you remember your schedule, that makes sense. One group is going into town to shop and explore, while the other group is headed to the local beach. I went to town last time. Because Bettel was going to town. I'm pretty sure Axel went to the beach. I'm going to go to the beach either way, because I haven't been to the beach yet. How do you want to spend your afternoon? Go to the beach. The idol Dai-senpai is telling tales of his career to the students as you walk over to his group. Everyone seems to have stars in their eyes. After he finishes a particularly funny story about a concert gone wrong, he clears his throat. Okay, everyone, I will drive us to the beach today. Paradise Beach is a lovely sand beach with a little boardwalk for some extra fun. Let's load up and head out. Dai-senpai walks the group over to a large university van and waits for everyone to get seated before getting in the driver's seat. He honks the horn once and pumps his fist. Let's have a great time, everyone! Oh, good lord. Hold on, let me check something real quick. The van trip is fairly short, and within 10 minutes you can see the low dunes and gentle waves of Paradise Beach ahead. Dai-senpai parks the van, opens the door, and gestures for everyone to disembark. Thank you for driving with me! Now the camp and I have only one request to make of you all. Buddy up so no one gets lost. Once I see everyone has a partner, I'll let you take off. We'll meet back at the van around 5 p.m. so I can drive you all back to campus for dinner. The teens look eager for the beach, so they start pairing off. As they do, Dai-senpai gestures for them to head out to the beach and boardwalk. You decide to try to pair up with Axel. You notice Axel walking the shoreline and make your way to him. As the tiny, gentle waves wash over his feet and sandals, you see his face turn gloomy. Your hastened steps are loud enough for Axel to notice, causing him to turn his head in your direction. Ah, hey Roxie! You came to the beach today too, huh? It's actually crazy how this really nice beach is just a little drive away from camp. Although Axel is smiling now, you still remember his gloomy appearance from before. Is everything alright, Axel? You were looking kind of down just a few moments ago. What? Was I? I don't think I was feeling sad about anything. Well, I am feeling a little bit chilly, I guess. This water is colder than what I'm used to. Yeah, because you're from Australia. You're from Australia? Just cold water? Alright then. Just know I'm open to hearing any troubles you have, like with camp, for example. Nah, I'm not thinking much about camp right now. Appreciate it, though. Nothing about camp? Yep. Nothing. I mean, I know there are things that stress people out, and people can't stop thinking about them, but right now I'm just enjoying the beach. After all, this is the only time during the camp that I'll get to visit this place. And I might not get the chance to come back here, you know? Maybe I decide to not join this camp program again in the future. Maybe I learn about other places that I want to visit. I might only get one memory with this beach, so I'm going to focus on this moment and have a good time. You reflect upon Axel's words and think about the future. You wonder what your plans are after camp wraps up. You wonder if you'll return for another year's camp week. You wonder if you'll stay in contact with everyone. Or if those connections will simply fade away. Hey, Roxie? You alright? Looks like you're the one with the gloomy face now. Axel's words snap you back into the present. You still feel those somber emotions at the bottom of your stomach, but you decide to be like Axel and live in the moment. With a slow exhale, your body starts to relax. You're right, Axel. Let's focus on enjoying today. Is there anything you'd like to do together? Or is there anything you'd like to do together? Of course! Since we're at a foreign beach, we gotta find what the local beach food is like. Maybe they have shaved ice, but with weird flavors. Or maybe classic grilled skewers like eel. Ah, wait, but if we're gonna eat, then we should swim first. Axel dips one foot and saddle into the tiny waves splashing onto the shoreline. His face turns gloomy again, and his body shivers. Fuck, it's still so cold. I mean, you know what they say. The easiest way to stop caring about cold water is to dunk your head under. He glances in your direction with a grin. Nah. Aw, come on! Didn't you say earlier that you'd help me with any of my troubles? You remind him that you're open to hearing his troubles. Besides, you've always struck me as a tough guy, Idle. Not afraid of a little cold water, are you? I know you're trying to provoke me, and I'm not gonna fall for it. Although he says he won't fall for your provocation, you notice Axel eyeing the water intently. I'm gonna be a gentleman and jump in first to show you the water is fine. Again, I know you're trying to get a reaction out of me, and I'm not falling for it. I only want to get some swimming in while the sun's still up. That's it. Axel steps a few paces away from the shoreline before running and jumping into the cold blue water. You bring your arms up and shield yourself from the droplets spraying everywhere. As you bring your arms down, you look for Axel's whereabouts. Less than 2 seconds later, you see Axel's fiery blonde hair become more and more visible from below as he breaks through the surface. Holy fuck, that's fucking cold! God damn it, man! You chuckle, watching Axel's frigid misery. Ayo! Stop laughing and get in! You need no further invitation. Like Axel, you take a few steps back before running and jumping in. Now fully submerged, you think back to Axel's words. Holy fuck, that's fucking cold, god damn it, man. Yeah, that's accurate. You swim upwards and break through the surface. Above, you see Axel laughing his ass off. Surprisingly, you do start feeling warmer and warmer. Maybe it's because of dunking yourself beneath the waters. Or maybe it's because of spending time with someone else. Regardless, you think quickly and use your hands to splash water into Axel's still laughing mouth. Axel coughs up the water before splashing back in retaliation. The two of you enjoy a leisurely swim before heading out and grabbing food. This is so cute. This is so cute. Oh my god, this is so cute. Turns out the local beach food specialties are coconut juice and spam musubi. I love spam musubi. I fucking love spam musubi. As 5 p.m. approaches, you reach the van and get in. Senpai waits for all the teas to get in, then puts the key in the ignition and drives everyone back to campus for dinner. Oh, that was so cute! Magni waves at you as soon as he sees you, then whispers conspiratorially, "Tonight is the Dean's special, pasta aglio e olio. A simple yet tasty dish, made with my apprentice's lovely handmade pasta noodles, garlic, salt, and red pepper flakes. And here is the crowning glory." He takes some fresh parsley straight off a little plant and sprinkles it over the pasta right before your eyes. Voila! Always a crowd pleaser. And I handcrafted the lovely focaccia we're serving beside it tonight as well. Magni plates up some pasta and puts several generous slices of focaccia next to it. "Thank the Dean for the recipe!" He waves you on and begins chatting with the next person in line. You walk into the cafeteria seating area and look around. Everyone is energetically talking away about the afternoon trip. You decide to sit by Axel. Axel greets you like normal, but his stare makes it obvious there's more he wants to say. Is there something on my face? You know, I've been thinking. I've been telling you about my past and all that, but I haven't heard much about your life. You think back to the conversations between you and Axel, and you realize what he's saying is accurate. What do you want to know about me? Maybe start with something simple? What do you do for fun? Gaslight. Whenever I have a free moment outdoors, I like to play basketball. No, I can't gaslight him into thinking I like basketball. He loves basketball. No, I'm gonna gaslight him. No way. You like basketball too? Hey, the two of us should get some pickup games while we still have time at camp. We could do half-court 2v2. I'll talk to Altera, see if he knows anyone to be his teammate. Oh, he wants to play with me as my teammate? Axel. Now I feel bad I was gaslighting him. Don't worry, Altera isn't that much taller than you. And if you can't find anyone, the three of us can always play horse. Sorry, that was a lie. Are you fucking serious right now? Honestly, I just like to take naps. Naps? I mean, there's nothing wrong with a good nap, but I don't really think of naps as fun. Well, besides napping, I like to write song ideas and lyrics into my personal notebooks. Oh yeah, you play guitar, performed at the Teacher Idol show. How did you get into playing the guitar? My entire family is into music, and it was just a matter of time until I was taught to play instruments. Gaslight when I turned 2 years old, I grabbed my father's guitar and was messing around with it. Turns out I'm a natural. I'm not gonna gaslight him this time. Ah, so your family got you into playing the guitar then. How big is your family anyway? For me, I have my mom, dad, younger brother, and younger sister. Right, yeah, he's the oldest. Gaslight. I have 7 siblings. My parents were immigrants, and they carried over that mindset. The bigger the family, the better. I have my dad, mom, and my older brother, Phoenix. I've always wondered what it's like to be a younger sibling. Take it from me, the oldest child always gets the most shit from their parents. That is true. I was a guinea pig, you know. I got chewed out like hell for making mistakes. But when my little brother and sister made those same mistakes, my mom and dad weren't as hard as them as they were with me. Ah, shit. We spent so much time talking, we're almost out of time to eat. Come on, let's get to it. Would you recommend this game? It does seem very nice. I would recommend this game. So the thing about this game is it is a fan game made specifically for Holostars. So these 6 campers are all actual VTubers. They're corporate VTubers with Holostars. Ian. Love them all. That's actually one of the first kind of corporate groups I got into as a VTuber. This is a fan-made game. It is completely free. It is completely free. In fact, let me pin the link in the chat. Stardial Games. There we go. There you go. But yeah, it's completely free. I highly recommend it. It's crafted with a lot of love. Yeah, I can tell it's crafted with a lot of love. The two of you hastily eat with whatever time remains. Maybe I should have gaslit him those other times, but I felt bad. I felt bad after the basketball thing. He got so excited. When you walk into the room, everyone is gathered around the nest that you had made for your expected visitor the previous day. It's a perfect fit, right? I don't know if this is a good idea, or is it even okay to treat it like a pet? It's obviously tame, though. It didn't even flinch when we came up to it. I like it. It looks even more like a mascot now, although we can't properly call it our mascot until Roxie gives it a name. I'm telling ya, we are not eating that thing. Oh, my wife. Oh, I did your route last week. I did your route last week already. I did your route already. Is something happening? Roxie, have you picked a name yet? Okay, so basically you were waiting this whole time for me to pick a name. Well, we're a bit tired of just calling the poor thing it or little guy. And because you wanted our visitor to look more mascotish, you dressed it up. Isn't it cute? You can't help but agree, it does look pretty cute. Can't you just vote on a name? I think it would be better for everyone if you picked. This feels like a lot of pressure, but it's just a name, right? And you did agree to pick one yesterday, so you should follow through on your promises. Okay, let's take a moment to think. What were the names that everyone suggested again? Yeah, that was Altair, Axel, Haka, Betel, Shinri, and Fleon. I'm gonna go with Meatball. Axel suggested Meatball. Go with this name? Yes. You gently let the bird step onto your finger and stare at it intently. It stares right back at you. Meatball? It chirps in response. Oh? I think I can see what kind of person you are, Roxie. Huh? Wait, don't people often name their pets after foods, like Cookie or Mochi? That's true. That's right. It's best to just call it like it is. Axel draws closer and reaches out to poke the creature a couple of times. You open your mouth to stop him, but suddenly realize that there's no particular force behind it. The action is more like a gentle pet than a poke. When he's this close, you can see a peculiarly soft expression despite his words. Does Axel maybe own a pet at home? Yeah, he has cat. He's cat dad. Hey, Meatball. Want to go to Hot Pot with us? Are you sure about this name? I feel kind of bad for the little guy. Hey, didn't you say we'd go with whatever Roxie picked? I'm not actually going to turn them into a meatball. Oh, okay. That's alright then, I suppose. Aw, man. Well, I guess we can think about that later. For now, welcome to the group, Meatball. Speaking of names, we should probably think of one for our group, too. Tempest! Huh? Why Tempest? I'm not sure. It just popped out of nowhere, to be honest. That's a little mysterious. Any other suggestions? Let's just go with Tempest. It feels right for some reason. Yeah, for some reason, calling you all Tempest when that is the name of your actual gen in your VTuber corporation, it feels right. Crazy how that works. Everyone nods in agreement with him. Yeah, I think so too. Not sure why though. You suppose it'll be one of life's unsolved mysteries. No, I solved it. And I also think I made that exact same joke last week. Meatball chirps, and your attention is diverted. Everyone begins to crowd around the bird again. After a few minutes of fussing over the group's new official, mascot, you decide that it's about time to get back on track. Alright, now that Meatball is all settled, shall we go back to our meeting? We still have a lot to prepare for the concert. What's the plan for today? You smile as Play uncovers a huge yawn and Axel blinks at you with sleepy eyes. Let's change the pace a little. Since everyone seems kind of tired, shall we take a walk? It feels so different when the hall's empty like this. With the empty seats and vast room, it almost feels like your group has the world to yourselves. You grin as they chatter excitedly, making their way closer to the stage. La la la. Fleon starts singing a nonsensical song and his clear voice reverberates throughout the empty hall. You grin as the rest of the boys join in, laughing and cheering each other on. The chaos soon becomes an impromptu karaoke and you can't help but laugh. They stop for a breath between songs, and you notice something. Why are y'all lingering in the aisles? They glance at each other, looking a bit sheepish. I guess we were all waiting for each other to go first? You can't believe they're getting shy at this point. Come on. Huh? I'm going. Whoa! You gently push Betel and Hawk Axel forward, grab Fleon and Shinri's wrists, and urge Haka and Altair in front of you. If you're going to hesitate when no one's even here, how will you handle performance day? Let's go, I already got permission, so it's fine. With some verbal and physical encouragement, you guide them towards the ramp and push them up to the stage. Try lining up. You're going to have to perform on this stage in a few days, right? See what it's like to stand front and center. It takes some shuffling, but they end up clustered in the middle of the stage, chatting excitedly as they do so. Hey, wouldn't it be great if we worked on the routine for our song? We should show off some moves. Ooh, what if we had, like, white outfits? The hall's pretty dark, so it would stand out, right? Soon, they're trading different ideas for the performance. As you stand watching from the front row of seats, you can't help but grin at their excitement. This might not be their first time performing, but it would be the first and maybe the only time they would be performing together on this stage as an idol group. You can't help but hope that it will be a memorable day for all of them. Your thoughts are interrupted when Fleon crouches on the very edge of the stage. He gestures for you to come closer. You should come up too. You guys are the ones performing on the day, so it's more important that you get used to it. Besides, someone needs to be in the audience, right? No, you have to be here too. Shinri, who is hovering on the edge of the group, comes over and nods in agreement with Fleon. He's right, you're part of the group, so you'll be up here with us, right? Their insistence makes you smile, which they apparently take as agreement. Want us to pull you up? Let's pull you up. I might be a bit heavy, though. Fleon and Shinri both reach down and grab your left and right arms, making you yelp. Hold on tight! Between the two of them, you are lifted high enough that you can scramble on the stage. Thanks. You're a little embarrassed, but neither of them seem to think much of it as they help you to your feet. No problem! It's a bit faster this way, right? You can't help but grin at the mischievous twinkle in their eyes. Yeah, I guess it was. Your thoughts are interrupted when a couple of them suddenly burst into laughter at something Axel said. No way are we doing that, man! Come on, it'd just be a little hee-hee ha-ha, right? You step forward and try and curb whatever bad ideas are brewing, and time flies as the group hashes out what they want to do for their performance. All too quickly, the evening bell marks the end of the day, so you urge everyone off the stage, and the group slowly disperses for the night. You stretch languidly and prepare your pajamas for sleep. So far, camp has been going pretty well. Only 3 days left until the Idol Team concert, so you'd better stay on your A game. Even so, everyone is so talented, so you're sure they'll make a good showing. The best you can do is help them along the way. You have to admit, though, you're having a great time with Axel so far. Things are going so well. Maybe it's a friendship, or maybe it could be something more. But camp is so short. Still, who's to say what could happen the next few days? You hum a bit, considering the possibilities. After heading to the bathroom to brush your teeth, you get in bed, turn off the light, and get some sleep. Yay! Okay. It's the 4th day. I am going to use the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. I'm actually going to go to the BRB screen this time. And I'm back. Okay. You open your eyes to another lovely day. You can't deny that the whole camp has had fabulous weather so far. You roll around in bed a bit, then decide to head to breakfast. Xenokuni Day! It's Xenokunian Food Day today! You can hear Chef Magni yelling to the campgoers before you even turn the corner to enter the food line. Man, he is loud! You shake your head a bit to get the ringing out of your ears. Also, let me just double check something real quick. Day 4. Dance class, Altair and Axel. Perfect. Day 5 is idle class, Axel battle. Okay, yeah. Day 6 is the concert, okay. Soon enough, you stand before the man. Have you heard? It's Xenokunian Food Day here in the cafeteria to give some of our far traveling students a taste of home. So for breakfast today, we have some nice hot miso soup, grilled fish, and onigiri. The onigiri fillings are a surprise, but I can tell you some of the things that might be in them. Seasoned seaweed, smoked salmon, tuna, or maybe umeboshi. That's pickled plums, in case you don't know your Xenokunian cuisine. Here, have a couple extra onigiri. They're great for a hungry teen, and I know elective classes are coming up. You grab the extra wrapped onigiri and put them in your pocket. They might be tasty later. Then you head into the seating area. You look around and decide to sit by Axel. You sit down with a hello at Axel's table, but he doesn't give a response. Axel chews his food quietly while staring off into the distance. His little fangsy is so cute. You look in the direction of Axel's gaze, but you don't see anything noteworthy. Huh? Oh, when did you get here, Roxie? You tell Axel I think I was supposed to say Axel. You tell Axel you just sat down and that he's mindlessly looking into space. Sorry about that. My mind's just caught up in thinking about some video games. The video games? The camp has video games for people to play? No, and that's the problem. I know we're only here for like a week, but I already miss my games at home. I'm burnt out from only practicing for the concert and playing basketball or whatever other sports they offer here at camp. Before I got to camp, I made a new save file for Fantasy Finale 7. Fantasy Finale 7! I'm halfway through Disc 2, right before the fight with Ultima Mecha. You haven't played Fantasy Finale 7, but from all the advertisements, you know it stars a character, Nimbus, who uses an absurdly large sword. It's fucking Final Fantasy Cloud Strife. It's so funny. I actually don't know much about that game, besides what I've seen in magazines and TV commercials. Ah, shit, sorry. I didn't mean to spoil the game for you. No, it's fine. I wasn't planning on playing that game. I actually don't play many video games at all. Damn, really? I remember you saying your hobbies are napping and writing music, but you don't do anything else? Well, I have played one video game before. You tell Axel that your father is a pianist and owns many electric pianos. One of these pianos has a light-up feature, and it shows people what key to press for musical pieces programmed in the device. The keys flash in all the different colors of the rainbow to keep things interesting. You mentioned how fun it was to learn the piano this way. When you finish telling Axel your memories of that piano, you notice him giving you a look of conflicting emotions. Axel's facial expression looks to be a mixture of both pity and profound sadness. Aw, no. Aw, hell no. Listen, Roxie. After we leave camp, let's meet up so I can show you what real video games are. Besides Fantasy Finale, there are things like Legend of Zoldar, Murio World, and Dragonic Questing. Murio World is taking me out. Murio World? Shit, there are even games like Pocket Creatures. Oh, Pokemon! Everyone knows about Pocket Creatures. I'm sure you've heard of Polkacho, the electric hamster. Oh, yeah, I do know Polkacho, or Polkachu. You mentioned you have a sticker of it on your fridge at home. You don't know what Pocket Creatures is, however. You saw the sticker at a supermarket and thought Polkachu was cute. Axel gives you that same look of profound sadness. Again. Alright, give me your contact info right now. Okay, that was easy. That's a rather aggressive way of asking. Roxie, right now. You grab a scrap piece of paper from your pocket and scribble down your phone number and address. Once we're out of camp, I'm going to open your eyes to a whole new world of addiction. I mean, fun! The two of you eat your food, and you ignore Axel describing video games as addictive. Damn, already got a date. You walk along towards the classrooms in the wake of, apparently, idle Team D. Man, that redhead is loud. You can hear his voice echoing all the way down the hallway. Once you reach the classrooms, you wait for them to step into their classes just so that the noise subsides. Then, you consider what to do today. Dance class, right? Because that's what Axel's going to be in. Yeah. You enter the dance classroom, put down your gear in a corner with everyone else's stuff, and begin stretching. When you look up, you encounter a familiar face. You'd swear it was that ridiculous Chef Magni, but he was still on cafeteria duty when you'd left the dining hall. Or was he? The dance instructor eyes your stretches for a few moments and moves on to the front of the class and claps once. There we go. The teens all look up and stop stretching. Welcome, future idols, to dance class. I am your dance instructor for this year's camp, Professor Magni Desmond. You may have heard of me as the Great Magni Desmond, but today you can just call me Magni. He spins once and smiles widely. Let's start with some warm-up exercises. Since it looks like you've all stretched, you should be ready. I will demonstrate each exercise, then come around to inspect your forms. Professor Magni proceeds to perform a series of warm-up exercises and special stretches. After each, he walks around the room, pointing out various details of the students' forms and giving praise or constructive criticism. Once he has completed his exercise series, he stands again at the front of the room. Now that everyone has some things to think about, let's get to work! Pair up with someone in the class and work on the choreography for your idol concert dances. Don't worry, I have reviewed them in detail and will come by to talk if you need direction. You decide to pair with Axel. You are now in a pair with Axel for dance class. As you walk closer and closer to Axel, you hear him mumbling a familiar song. It's a song everyone will perform at the big concert. Hey, Axel, you know today is dance class, right? Ah, hey, Roxie. Yeah, I know today's dance class. But when we'll be up on stage, we're going to be dancing and singing at the same time. Dancing affects the way I sing, and singing affects the way I dance. You think back to your own history as a performer. Your shows were mostly just you singing on stage and strumming your guitar. Although you weren't dancing during your performances, you understand how multitasking impacts the quality of individual skills. I think I know what you're talking about, Axel. You explain your own past experiences with multitasking while on stage. Yeah, so you get it too. I've danced and sang a lot before, and there are always a couple of problems I run into. What problems are those? The first one is breath control. Singing is already tiring, you know? And then you gotta add the dancing on top of that. You know from experience that lyrics are written in ways so that singers can catch their breaths. I've already been practicing when to breathe for the song they gave us, but if we do any jumps or twirls or whatever, that throws off my breathing. You're not in agreement. Then there's the second thing, timing my dance moves with the lyrics and music. Like, I know I gotta pay attention to the music and match my dancing with the beats, but a lot of times the lyrics don't match exactly with the beats, so then I want to add a few more moves because my head is telling me it should be 3 beats instead of 2. You're a camp team instructor, yeah? You got any tricks or secrets? I mean, you gotta have some secrets, right? You reflect about Axel's issues and try to think of solutions. As you brainstorm more and more, the only answer you come up with is, quite frankly, plain and boring. Your answer? Repetitive practice. As if Axel can read your mind, he sighs and frowns. Let me guess, you're about to tell me it's all about hard work and practice and dedication. You smile. Sometimes an idol's only path forward is through old-fashioned hard work. Axel sighs. Yeah, you're right. But I wish there was a way where I could just snap my fingers and instantly nail this shit. Hard work is part of being an idol. Alright, I get it. Like I've said, I've done it all before. I know how to work hard. So how about I start dancing and singing and you look out for when I'm messing up my breathing and moves? You nod and watch as Axel performs his routine. You catch a few parts where Axel breathes in too early or late, as well as when he mistimes his footwork. Slowly, yet surely, with your input, Axel improves his performance. Eventually, Professor Desmond makes his way to the area you and Axel are practicing. Hey, that's not bad! You're barely sweating after singing and dancing on repeat. You might say that learning how to not be tired is a hidden lesson when it comes to dancing, but there are still a few parts you're sloppy on. Here, let me show you. Professor Desmond gives a few last tips, helping Axel finalize the choreography. Phew. Dancing is energizing but also draining. Good thing it's time for lunch. The energizing smell of a rich, meaty broth hits your nose as soon as you enter the cafeteria. Chef Magni is back at it again, serving some type of soup with a grand flick of the wrist. As you watch him serve the person in front of you in line, he turns to look at you. My favorite camp kiddo! Today's lunch is a fantastic tonkotsu ramen, complete with chashu, menra, and a variety of other delicious toppings for your taste buds to discover. I assisted the head chef in preparing the broth last night, so it's taken some serious time to make it exceptionally delicious. If only we could have worked on it earlier, it would have stewed for even longer. He raises the back of his hand to his forehead in the most melodramatic pose you've seen him do. Then he smiles and winks at you. But this will do too. Let me prepare your bowl. He throws a generous portion of noodles into a large navy-colored ceramic bowl, pours on the broth with a classic Chef Magni grandeur, chops various interesting ingredients, and adds them all to the steaming bowl, finishing up with the chashu. He adds a large ceramic spoon and a pair of chopsticks to your plate, then waves you on. The great chef shall now attend to his next disciple. Weird as usual, but at least the ramen looks and smells amazing. You absent-mindedly look for a seat as you try not to drool. In the end, you decide to sit by Axel. Again, you sit down with a hello at Axel's table, and again, he doesn't give a response. His face is blank and emotionless once more as he stares off into nothingness. Thinking about video games again, Axel? Huh? Ah, shit, Roxie. Yeah, stuff's still on my mind. Oh, and I was thinking about something. I know I said I'd introduce you to video games after camp and all, but is there a reason you haven't played any video games? It's pretty common for people in our age group, you know? And then it popped into my head after our last meal together. Maybe the reason you haven't played any is because your family is super strict or something? Strict? No, my family is supportive, yet has expectations when it comes to music, but they haven't banned video games or anything. So you just haven't thought about playing then? You shrug. You say that writing lyrics and practicing the guitar engulf your sense of time. I blink and suddenly 7 hours have passed, but I know I enjoy every moment of it. Yeah, I know that feeling. Like when I'm rehearsing a song early in the morning and then it's somehow time for dinner. But if you're happy with what you're already doing, maybe I shouldn't introduce you to games? As you hear Axel say that, a clenching sensation forms just beneath your throat. Is the feeling fear? Are you afraid Axel doesn't want to meet up after camp anymore? Oh, this is so cute! Oh! With what little strength you can muster, you let out a meekish response. I still want to meet up, though. Oh, yeah, don't worry, we're still going to meet up. We don't have to only play video games, is all. We can hang out and do other things. The clenching sensation from before fades away. You let out a sigh of relief. But why do I feel relieved? There are too many new and strange emotions bouncing around in your head. The feelings are uncomfortable. You don't want your emotions pulling you around anymore. You decide to retake control in a brash, Axel-like way. Axel, give me your contact info. Right now. Axel can't hide his shock from how upfront and direct your request is. I already gave you my contact info. What if I need to contact you instead? Shit, you're right. Let me find something to write on. Axel scribbles his info and hands you the crumpled notebook paper. His handwriting isn't the prettiest, but it's legible. Looking at the paper, you unknowingly give your biggest smile since arriving at camp. You look happy. Makes sense, though. Not everyone can get my secret contact info. You should feel honored. Despite his snark, the smile on your face doesn't fade. You pocket the paper and get back to eating your meal. Damn, I almost forgot about my food. You both finish up your meals with what time is left. Axel, catch! The basketball soars through the storage room, and Axel easily snatches it out of the air with a grin. He bounces it on the floor a couple of times and makes a face at its condition. Why do they even have this in here? I'm not sure, maybe it was used as a prop for something in the past? The group was digging through boxes of props and racks of costumes that were used at previous idol camps. Naturally, it only took about a minute before everyone forgot the reason they were looking through them in the first place. Hey, Shinri, take a look at this! Haka slides a Tengu mascot to his face. Rah! You jump at the raw scream that Haka lets out all of a sudden, but he keeps going as he air guitars to his impromptu metal song. Shinri waves something at Haka, making him pause. You're forgetting something. He tosses Haka a plastic prop microphone, and Haka takes a breath. You brace yourself, but he's interrupted by Fleon, who had wrapped a white sheet around himself and hovered behind Betel. Ah! Betel lunges away in surprise, or he would have had Fleon not grabbed him into a bear hug. Ow! 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 My spine! Oh, don't be silly. Your spine is fine. Probably. He lets go Betel, who winces as he straightens. What's with all this stuff, though? There's so much of it. How are we supposed to find anything? Yeah, man. Why keep all this junk anyway? It's just taking up a whole lot of space. Maybe they should have done some cleanup of the stuff. I didn't want to hear that from a group of people who packed what looks like all of their personal belongings for a week-long camp. Betel splutters for a moment while the others look a bit sheepish. Except Shinri, who looks completely unabashed. I just wanted to make sure I had everything I needed and would be fully prepared for whatever happened to our camp, because they didn't give a whole lot of info about what exactly we needed, and... I'm sorry, I was just teasing you a little. I think it's nice to be able to have so many comforts in a new place. Altair looks at you in surprise, then laughs sheepishly. Yeah, it is nice. You probably didn't pack a lot in comparison, right? Don't you miss having some of your stuff from home? If you want to borrow a couple of plushies to hug, just let me know. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Or you could borrow this for the week. Axel grabs a huge stuffed animal and shoves it into your face, making you yelp in surprise. He laughs and you back up a little so you can grab the stuffed toy. What? What is this? It looks like a normal bird at first, a little misshapen, but a bird nonetheless. Maybe a sparrow? It's a reddish brown color with a white chest and yellow beak and legs, but its eyes are a little frightening. It looks like it's staring right into your soul, assessing you, judging you. It's just waiting for you to let down your guard. You have a feeling you do not want to approach this bird from behind, especially on a dark night. As you're contemplating the strange stuffed bird, the other boys resume digging through the boxes. Axel finds a squeaky hammer and starts chasing Betel around the classroom with it, while Haka finds a plastic crown that he immediately tries to put on Fleon's head. Maybe we should get back on track. You clap your hands to get everyone's attention. Okay, everyone, let's get back on track. We're here to find stuff for our performance, remember? Oh, yeah, we should probably get on to that. Okay, we wanted to find costumes, right? There's a box of accessories over there. Should we take a look through them? As they start sharing stuff that they find, the group quickly gets back on track, focusing on the task at hand. Soon enough, they are digging through boxes and browsing the costume racks, looking earnestly for something useful. As you peruse a rack of jackets, you can't help but worry a little about the future. I really hope the performance goes well. Chef Magni waves at you as he sees you in line. I'm sure you'll enjoy our final dishes for Xenokunian Food Day. He gestures to a wide variety of fish and vegetables placed into rows in front of his cutting board. Tonight, it's the Lyra Manor Cafeteria's own version of chirashi, I could not say this last time either, chirashi sushi, complete with a fun appetizer of takoyaki. I have some lovely protein, tuna, yellowtail octopus, and eel, plus some vegetables, cucumber, lotus root, snow peas, daikon, and some seasoned mushrooms. Sprinkle some scallions and chopped nori on top, and here you go. As he chops as he talks, then places all the pieces on vinegared sushi rice on a plate with a raised lip. He reaches a hand over to one of the other servers, who passes him a small bowl with 3 takoyaki in it. He spins a mayonnaise bottle in his hand and squeezes it with a fanciful flair over the takoyaki, before placing both the plate and bowl on your tray along with a pair of chopsticks. I hope you enjoy the taste of Xenokunian we presented today. Another great day of food, if I do say so myself. He humps to himself, turning to the next person in line. You grab your tray and carry it into the seating area, where you decide to sit by Axel. As you approach Axel's table, you hear him humming an unfamiliar tune. It doesn't sound like any of the songs for the camp's upcoming concert. You arrive at the chair and sit down before greeting Axel. Axel stops his humming and looks up at you, greeting you back. What were you humming, Axel? It sounded nice. Oh, you heard all that? It wasn't a song or anything like that. At least not yet. Sometimes, out of nowhere, a really fucking good line for a song pops into my head, and then I try to think of some kind of melody to sing it to. Your inner songwriting fanatic bursts out, and a smile flashes across your face. Your upper body instinctively leans forward as if wanting to more clearly hear Axel's experiences. Tell me more. How far have your songs come along? Whoa! Someone's excited. Or somebody's excited. You jolt your body backwards and wipe the smile off your face. Hey, no need to apologize, and you don't need to look so sad either. In fact, you're probably the perfect person for me to talk with about lyrics and melodies. Your smile returns, and you ask Axel again to speak about his songwriting experiences. You ask how far my songs have come along, right? Well, so far I've finished a total of 0 songs. Like I said before, sometimes the line for a song pops into my head, and I've gotten a ton of them over time. But all those lines don't really match well with each other, you know? And the melodies I imagine for them don't work together either. You sympathize with what Axel is describing. You reflect on the near infinite amount of songs you started, but never finished. But you also think about the few songs that are complete, and how proud of them you are. I've been in your same predicament, Axel, and I think I can help. Yo, I knew I could count on you, Roxie. Your smile grows larger from Axel's praise. However, putting together tips and notes will take some time. Yeah, I'm completely good with that. I mean, you're the one helping me, after all. After I have some time to collect my thoughts, I can give all the details during another meal with you. Works for me! You and Axel continue eating your meal while you ask him a few more details about his songwriting goals. Just as the bells ring, Axel turns around and casually invites you to hang out with him in his dorm, if you're interested. You think about it for a few moments and decide to take him up on his offer. Yeah! Invite me over. You knock on Axel's door, waiting for a response. On the other side, you get a muffled, "Give me a second," from Axel. You hear exhausted heaves and pushes as Axel struggles to force his room door open. Eventually, however, he succeeds. The door swings outwards and wide. You barely avoid getting hit. This fucking doorman, I swear. Oh my god. The fucking set. Oh, it's a kitty cat. It's a constellation. It's an axelotl on the basketball. Oh my god, it's a censored calendar. Oh my god. Oh my god, Axel. Please, Axel. Axel invites you in to hang out inside his room. He's just keeping the door open because he doesn't want to lock you inside by mistake. Sorry to keep you waiting, Roxie. It's no problem at all. What did you want to do tonight? Honestly, I was thinking about just chatting, you know? Not like I have a ton of stuff to do in this room, since it's not my actual room at home. So, how's everything going? Nothing too crazy, I'd say. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Everything at this camp just seems so peaceful. You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Nah, no, you're just putting words in my mouth. It's just that I was expecting something insane to happen during camp. Like a story people always remember and talk about. But there have been no food fights, no crazy injuries, no spicy forbidden hookups. Axel! Spicy forbidden hookups. We can have a spicy forbidden hookup now if you want to. Nothing at all, man. With a sigh, Axel plops onto his mattress and sits upright. You join him and rest on the mattress as well. If it's excitement Axel wants. Yeah, this year has been pretty calm, thankfully, but not every year has been like this. Axel jolts his head up and locks his eyes with yours. What do you mean? Honestly, I really shouldn't tell you any of this. I might get into a ton of trouble. Axel gets up and looks outside his door as if to make sure no one is listening. He closes it just enough so it doesn't fully lock. He moves back next to you and begins speaking in whispers. Hey, you can tell me. I promise I can keep it a secret. Alright, but only because it's you. He begins spinning and weaving a fictional horror as Axel listens with pure focus. The tale starts 4 years ago, when you were just a camper. Your words paint vivid imagery of the town's man-made lake, or rather, what lays at the bottom. Before the lake was there, the camp had another set of cabins at the bottom of the valley. It was called Campsite Cadenza. You say the camp had never had enough campers to fill up all the cabins, so Dino or Vesper made the decision to create the lake using that area. The plan was to fill the lake when most of the campers departed after finishing a week like this one. That year, a group of friends arrived together and started causing trouble from day one. Everyone got annoyed with them, even the dean. Were they the ones who were staying at Campsite Constanza? Campsite Constanza! You nod your head solemnly, not bothering to correct Axel on Campsite Cadenza's name. Eventually, that group of troublemakers failed their concert performances because they just didn't put in the effort. And so, You tell Axel since the troublemakers flunked, they began vandalizing multiple areas throughout the campus. They broke windows, started food fights, even stabbed people with the cafeteria's cutlery. They even tampered with the dam, holding back all the lake's water. They really did all that on camp's last day? No fucking way. You remember you had to stay an extra day at camp that year because your parents' car suddenly broke down. And the troublemakers weren't picked up either for unknown reasons. It kept causing trouble until it got dark. That's when they ran back to their cabins. You see Axel grow pale. The realization about what's to come dawns on him. I still vividly remember that night. Everything seemed calm until the dam made a loud cracking noise that you could hear all the water burst out. Axel stammers and trips over his words, unable to form a coherent sentence. The news articles say it was an accident caused by the group messing with the dam, but the witnesses know better. What do you know? So before the group ran down to their cabins, they actually broke into the dean's office. He described the troublemakers shattering something precious belonging to the dean. It was a spear made of unknown materials. You tell Axel the dean valued that spear more than the camp itself. After the loud cracking noise, everyone nearby ran outside to see what happened. And what? Walking up from the dam's safety valve area was D. Noir, but he had the most wicked and soulless smile I'd ever seen. You tell Axel the witnesses are too afraid to go against the dean, and they don't have any proof of what actually happened. Axel sits in his own silence, contemplating what to say. That's not right, man. Like, you gotta tell somebody. Yeah, I should. Tomorrow, I'll go to the Dean Noir, what are you doing here? Axel looked up at his still closed doors, searching for the dean. Huh? What? The dean's here? You're unable to hold your laughter in anymore and let it all out. You're laughing? Wait, have you been fucking with me this whole time? You force a nod through your howling laughter. Axel angrily stares at you, waiting for your laughter to subside. The minutes pass, and you finally calm yourself down a bit. I fucking hate your dumbass right now. Was anything you said true? You tell Axel that there actually was a campsite cadenza, and it was flooded to make the town's lake. They flooded that spot at noon. It was really sunny that day, and we were all happy to jump in and swim afterwards. We even had a barbecue. So there were no troublemakers, and there was no property damage or anything else. Man, what a fucking letdown. This is what you wanted, though, right? Something exciting? Yeah, but I wanted it to be something real, not just some story. You apologize to Axel for tricking him. Well, there's only one camp rumor going around. I can't say if it's real, but I heard it from the veteran camp staff members. Yeah, sure. So what's the story this time? It's about D. Noir. People think he might actually be a You try to finish your sentence, but the word vampire doesn't fully leave your lips. Rather, it's as if it can't. The dean is a va? What the hell is a va? Hello, campers. I hope you're having a safe and eventful evening. Holy shit! You and Axel see D. Noir standing outside Axel's now fully open door. Apologies for scaring you, Axel. I was making my rounds when I heard suspicious whispering and saw this door not entirely closed. I just wanted to make sure nothing was amiss. Yeah. Everything's good. Right, Roxie? Yeah. I was just sharing some made-up horror stories with Axel. Oh, I do enjoy a good horror story now and then. The great thing about the stories is that they're all fictional, so they can't really hurt you. Isn't that right, Roxie? You simply nod over and over again, trying your hardest to appease the dean. So, are you gonna keep standing outside my door? It would be wrong for me to enter without permission. Oh my god, he's a vampire, so he can't enter. Besides, I must continue making my rounds. Even if you need help, you know where to find me. The dean hurries off, leaving you and Axel alone once more. That was weird. What were you gonna say about the dean again? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Huh? You decide to call it a night and swear to never speak of your run-in with the dean. Ever. Before you know it, you're back at your dorm room. You lay out your pajamas and grab your toothbrush, cup, and face towel. Camp is already over halfway done. It's hard to believe it. Things are really going well, but how much of that is you? The concert is just 2 days away. Well, no worries. Every one of your boys is so amazing that you're sure they'll pull off a fantastic concert. When you think about it, you can't deny that you're having a particularly great time with Axel. He's fun, interesting, and so talented to boot. You two would make a terrific duo, whether it's as friends, collaborators, or maybe something more. With the end of camp coming sooner every day, you'll need to think about what you want to do. Will you make a move, or will he... Bro, we already exchanged phone numbers. Your heart beats faster, and you put a hand to your chest as you take a deep breath. You head to the bathroom, then return to your room, set the alarm, turn off the lights, and head off to sleep. 5th day. You yawn and stretch as you lazily wake up. It looks like yet another gorgeous day. You stretch again, and then decide to head to breakfast. The line today is longer than usual. Word from further up is that Chef Magni is making fresh omelets with the fixings of your choice today. Well, if he was going to make people wait on his culinary whateverness, at least he picked today and not tomorrow. You could easily imagine a bunch of hungry, nervous campgoers anxiously awaiting their food right before the dress rehearsals. What a nightmare that would be. As you consider the various facets of that scenario, you finally come up in line. Give me your best omelet. You try to catch Chef Magni off guard, and you swear you see the slightest hesitation before he whips his egg mixture. For you, kiddo, only the best. He agrees with a massive, cheeky grin, slinging a spoonful of the egg mixture onto his pad. Magni mixes in chopped ham, sliced green bell peppers, and some kind of yellow cheese, then flips the omelet over and slaps it on a plate. Magni gestures proudly to his latest accomplishment. Go forth, young idol, and eat. Waves at you as you take your tray out into the seating area. You shake your head and decide to sit by Axel. Oh. You head over to where Axel is sitting. At the table, you see an almost motionless Axel staring into the distance. It's as if he's looking at something far and unseen. What are you looking at, Axel? The sound of your voice snaps Axel out of his trance. Hey, Roxie. He stretches a bit and yawns. Shit, I've only been able to think about tomorrow's performance. Everything else led up to this, you know? All the classes and memorizing and practice. Axel yawns once more. You're yawning a lot. Did you sleep poorly last night? I mean, I got some sleep. You prod and ask Axel what he means by some sleep. Like, I don't know, maybe an hour or something. What do you mean an hour? Hey, chill. I'll sneak in a couple of naps today and catch up on my sleep. When I was in bed last night, my brain was a mess. I couldn't calm down. I tried rehearsing lyrics in my head to fall asleep, but whenever I fucked up a line or word or key, my brain woke me up so I could correct myself. But I'll be fine for tomorrow. Trust me. Just, try to find me if I don't show up tomorrow, alright? I'll probably be sleeping in my room. Maybe. As Axel begins shoveling his breakfast into his mouth, you sigh and agree to track him down in case he doesn't show up. Come on, Roxie, you eat your breakfast too. We're wasting daylight here. Before you leave, Axel informs you his next camp elective is idol class, immediately after breakfast. You stand out in the hallway watching the various campgoers shuffle into the classrooms. Everyone seems pretty energetic after breakfast. What will you do today? Well, I'm going to idol class, he told me. Students are chattering eagerly with each other as you enter the idol classroom. A few pairs of eyes glance up as you enter, then return to their conversation partners. Dean Noir stands at the front of the room where he appears to be analyzing something from a thick book. He runs a finger over the page, nodding sagely. When the dean looks up at the clock, he nods and closes the book. He clears his throat. I am Vesper Noir, head of the Elysium Summer Idol Camp and Dean of the University Elysium School of Music. As you may remember, I am also the instructor for your idol class. This should be my second time seeing all of you, so today we shall do something new. Dean Noir gestures emphatically. You may have already thought about how you would like to portray your idol persona and branding, so today we're going to practice interacting with fans. He goes over to his workspace and picks up a small pile of printouts. These printouts will provide you with scenarios that might happen when meeting fans, whether at a concert or a meet and greet event. I want you to make teams of 2 to discuss and roleplay some of these scenarios. Remember, when a fan or a heckler comes to meet you, they have an image of you, and you want to remain true to your image for that fan and for your ideal idol self. I will come by and see how your discussions are going. With that, D. Noir waits for students to pair up, then walks around to pass each group a few printouts. You decide to pair up with Axel. You pair up with Axel for idol class. I did better last time. Alright, just gotta know how to interact with fans. That's easy. You recall Axel has a history of working as a singing idol before ever attending this camp. You also remember Axel repeatedly mentioning how fans must take care of their idols. Axel's previous words ring in your head. You know fans gotta help you pay for their idols' lifestyles, right? What's with that look? The proper way to interact with a fan isn't to scam them of their money. You know that, right, Axel? Wow. Listen, I don't actually scam my fans out of their money. I just pretend to scam them. And my fans know I'm pretending, but they still give me money anyway because they think it's funny. This is true. Your facial expression makes it obvious you don't believe him. What? I don't try to pretend scam all my fans. I know some of them don't got the money. Let's try what Dinor suggested. I will roleplay being a fan and meeting you. You're gonna roleplay as one of my fans? Then do you know how my fans behave? Do you know what they like? You remember what the old man said earlier in this class? You recall these words. Remember, when a fan or a heckler comes to meet you, they have an image of you. My fans have an image of what I'm like and how I behave. After all, that's why they became my fan in the first place. Okay, hold on. Then how about I roleplay as a new fan who doesn't know everything about you yet? Sure. I've done it 1 billion times. You step closer to Axel, reach for a handshake, and greet him with a, "Nice to meet you, I'm Roxie." Hey, nice to meet you, person I've never met before. He gives you a gentle handshake before letting go. Are you a new fan? Or maybe you've been around for a while and I just don't recognize your name? I'm new. Well, thanks for taking the time out of your day to come visit me, Roxie. I know everybody nowadays is super busy, so it actually means a lot when people use their personal time to meet me. If you don't mind me asking, what made you like me in the first place? You'll think for a few moments before deciding on an answer. I like your singing. My singing, huh? Well, thanks, Roxie. I'm still working on my singing, but I'm glad I got people like you complimenting me. Since you're new in my fandom, let me give you some advice. Some of my longtime fans can be kind of weird. Just ignore them. If they give you any problems, let me know, and I'll take care of them. You see Axel pretending to put someone in a headlock. He makes a loud pop noise as he punches the imaginary figure. But for real, thanks for your support. I'll keep trying my hardest to give everybody what they want. So, how was that? That was actually really nice, Axel. See? What did I tell ya? So how would you treat an already established fan? It really depends on what kind of person they are and how they've behaved in the past. Like, some fans are nice and say stuff like, "Oh, Mr. Axel, please keep working hard, we're rooting for you." Some tease me and say stuff like, "Take this money, maybe it'll help you get a girl one day." Some I scam. I joke I won't do any more concerts unless I get enough donations, so they laugh and go, "Here, you jackass." And some are like, "Man, I fucking hate you, Axel. I hate how lucky you are and gotcha." Then they give me money anyways. Your fans swear at you? Yeah, and I swear right back at them. A fandom is all about vibes. I guess my fandom has the vibe of, fuck it, we ball. Not all idols or fandoms have the cookie cutter super nice and say so feel. And even though I talk a lot of shit, my fans still see me as an idol. Their idol. So yeah, interacting with fans really changes based on what the idol is typically like, you know? You give Axel's idea of idols more thought. Everyone is different, and so it stands to reason that what everyone idolizes is different. You nod to yourself before focusing back on Axel. I should be open-minded about what is and isn't an idol. You're right, Axel. Of course I'm right. But when your fans also swear at you, how can you tell who's a heckler? Remember when I talked about vibes just a little while ago? You can kind of tell when someone's being an asshole instead of someone who's joking with everybody. What do you do when that happens? I pretty much say something like, "Excuse me, you are causing everyone to be uncomfortable. I'm going to have to ask you to leave." I might have to repeat it a couple of times to the same person. And if they don't eventually fuck off, I just call security on their ass. I agree with you entirely, Axel. Swear words and all. You and Axel jump in surprise at the D's sudden appearance. An idol has to give people what they deserve, whether that's an amazing concert or a boot to the head. It seems you've long been comfortable around fans, Axel. And Roxie, it seems you've gotten a new perspective on the different types of idols and fans in this world. You and Axel nod at the dean's words. Feel free to use the remaining class time to chat and enjoy each other's company. After all, Capsule... Is he trying to set us up? Feel free to use the remaining class time to chat and enjoy each other's company. After all, camp's almost over. The dean quickly moves on to another group and leaves you two alone. As you watch the dean walk away, you think back on his words. You recognize how the camp's classes are learning opportunities not only for the campers, but for camp staff as well. Ah, shit! Free time to do whatever. Anything you wanted to talk about, Roxie? You and Axel follow the dean's suggestion to chat and laugh before lunchtime arrives. As the carillon rings, Dean Noir waves his hand to catch everyone's attention. Thank you for working so diligently. May your concert tomorrow go well, and may you all become wonderful idols. He claps for the students, and everyone stands up to leave for lunch. Cute. Today, the aroma in the cafeteria is the strong, oily smell of some type of fried meat. You wonder what Chef Magni has cooked up for lunch. As you approach him in line, he clicks a pair of tongs in your direction, then waves them as a form of greeting. Guten Tag, kiddo! The head chef was reminiscing about his travels, so today's lunch is Wiener Schnitzel with a side of crisp and refreshing cucumber salad. And may I interest you in a bonus side of fries? More sides means more to eat and more to enjoy, after all. He gestures with his tongs and begins placing your meal on a plate. Chef Magni grins, then showily places the plate on your tray. And remember to drink lots of water, it's good for your health. He waves at you with his non-tong hand as you pick up your tray and head towards the seating area. You look down at the Wiener Schnitzel, then look around the room and decide to sit by Axel. As you get close to the table, you hear Axel muttering a familiar song. It's the one for tomorrow's performance. You're rehearsing tomorrow's song, even now? Gotta make sure I don't fuck up while on stage. Yo, could you imagine if you were on stage singing with everybody, but you're totally off key? That shit would be so embarrassing. Dark history moment right there. So I gotta make sure that doesn't happen to me. I've got the songwriting tips you asked for about before, but I don't want to distract you from practicing. Ah! I've been waiting for this! Besides, I need to think about other things besides tomorrow's performance. You reveal handwritten notes from your pockets and unfold the blue-lined notebook papers. These are just what have helped me in my songwriting process. Maybe they'll work for you too. Axel nods in understanding. Okay. Tip number 1. Just speak any lyrics out loud that pop into your head without needing any tunes or melodies in mind. That's what you do? Just say whatever? That's right. Whatever I'm feeling or experiencing will influence the lyrics and themes I come up with, and melodies can be made later. So say the lyrics out loud. Got it. But what if they're trash or embarrassing? That leads to tip number 2. Lyrics are finalized after you edit them a few times. You ask Axel how often he comes up with a perfect line of lyrics on the first try. I mean, sometimes I think they're really good, but then I say it a few times and start to hate them. Same with me. I have to edit those lyrics over and over until I'm happy with them, and then more edits after I come up with the melodies. How do I come up with melodies then? Tip number 3. After you've gotten the lyrics mostly finalized, sing the lyrics however you want. The melodies will kind of just become obvious. So just wing it? Just wing it. I mean, I do that sometimes, but then I kind of just use a melody from a song that already exists. That happens to me too, so I change tempos and notes and say how I like the new tune, and that leads me to my final piece of advice. Axel looks at you with anticipation. Final tip, after finishing the first draft of your song, don't look at it for 2 weeks. Axel's look of anticipation transforms into a look of confusion. But why though? I should keep working on the song until it's done, right? For me, a 2-week break from one of my songs gives me a fresh perspective. I can then pick out any issues I was blind to before. Okay, I think I get where you're coming from. But while I take a break from writing that song, I start working on a bunch more. How many songs do you currently have in the works? You mentally count the songs you have waiting at home, as well as the new ones at the camp. I'm not gonna gaslight him. I love that you can gaslight him. I'm currently working on about 9 songs. You explain if you try working on any more songs simultaneously, it's difficult to make them not overlap one another. Okay. I start by saying any lyrics out loud, and then edit them because I'm not going to get a banger right off the bat. Then sing the lyrics until I can get a melody I like, and I gotta adjust things to make sure I'm not copying someone else's song. And finally, I gotta take a break from each song for a bit so I can get fresh eyes on them for next time. You nod in approval. You hand Axel your written notes. He folds the pages before pocketing them. Okay, I think I got it. Thanks a lot, Roxie. Whenever I manage to get far enough with a song, I'll be sure to contact you and give you the details. You both smile and begin eating your lunches. Soon enough, a bell rings, letting everyone know lunch is over. As you're getting up to put your tray away, Axel suggests you join him at his room to head out to the local lake. You decide to, taking him up on his offer. You meet Axel outside his room. What did you want to do at the lake? I was thinking fishing. Maybe we'll catch some really big motherfuckers. How does it work anyway? Do we just show up and borrow anything we see lying around? You explain that there's a university outpost at the lake's main entrance. At that outpost, campers can temporarily check out equipment such as fishing rods, hooks, bait, and so on. Well, shit, alright, what are we waiting for? Yeah, let's head out. The music for this part is so loud. You and Axel depart, enjoying a scenic walk through the campgrounds. Before long, the two of you see the camp outpost in the distance. Many other campers are also present and enjoying the lake themselves. Looks like everyone's having a pretty good time. Let's go borrow some stuff too. You and Axel make it to the outpost. There, another camp staff member greets you both. Hi, we'd like to borrow enough fishing gear for 2 people, please. The staff member apologizes and explains all the fishing equipment is already loaned out. For a brief moment, Axel stares, mouth agape and in disbelief at the staff member. Man. Sorry about him, he's a little overdramatic. Do you have anything else we could borrow? The staff member apologizes again to say that almost everything is also loaned out. However, they say one item still remains, a 2-person canoe. Hearing this, Axel perks up. I'm totally up for some canoeing too! Why didn't you just tell us that from the beginning, Staff-san? You quickly jab your elbow into Axel's side, and he staggers a few steps away in pain. We'd like to borrow everything we need, please and thank you. What the hell is that for? The staff member smiles and ignores that you, a staff member yourself, struck a camper. They point toward the direction of the wooden canoe. Inside the vessel are 2 oars. Axel massages his side and walks back to his original location next to you. The staff member hands Axel several agreement documents and a pen. He signs without reading any of it. So are we good to go now? Almost. They're going to loan us life jackets that are appropriate for our sizes. The staff member grabs 2 orange life jackets from within the outpost and brings them out. Despite being such a jokester, Axel is actually intelligent and understands the need for life jackets. As Axel puts each arm through his life jacket, he thinks about how it can continuously keep his head and mouth above the water's surface. While Axel buckles the fasteners on his life jacket, he remembers that even if he stops swimming or is unconscious, it can keep him afloat. And as Axel tightens his chest on his life jacket, he knows to wear it properly at all times because emergencies are often fast and unpredictable. While you and Axel finish prepping, the staff member lifts the canoe to the shoreline. They ease it into the water and beckon you both. I'm actually pretty excited for this. Oh, the art! Where did he take his fucking shirt off? You and Axel waste no time to board the vessel. You take the front seat while Axel sits behind. With oars in hand, the 2 of you paddle away, heading to the lake center. The further you move from the shore, the quieter everything becomes. The chatter from everyone else fades in the distance behind. Soon, all you hear is the splashing of water made by the oars. After a bit more rowing, the canoe finally reaches the lake center. Actually, the music is distracting me slightly. Damn! Finally! Yep. But all that effort was worth it. Check out that view, Roxie. Things didn't exactly go according to plan. This is still a memory I'm going to keep forever. That is so fucking sweet. What the frick, Axel? Me too. While the sun begins to set, you and Axel continue taking in the scenery. Hey, Roxie! Let's paddle to a couple other places around the lake before it starts getting too dark. With what daylight is left, the 2 of you just circle around the lake's edges, enjoying each other's company. That's so cute. You arrive at the cafeteria full of confidence. You heartily wave at Chef Magni, who shows perhaps the slightest hint of surprise, then waves back. As you can see by looking down the line, tonight's dinner is some sort of vegetable rice dish. Interested in tonight's meal, aren't you, kiddo? Well, in case you didn't know, we're serving a fantastic countryside paella. It has this lovely saffron rice as a base, green beans, some nice fresh tomatoes, and specially spiced chicken. We also have some grilled artichokes that you can enjoy on the side or mixed into your paella. Who says you can't have fun with your dinner? He grins in place of a big serving of the paella, then adds 2 grilled artichokes on the side. Bon appetit, kiddo! Ninety does that chef-kissing motion in the air. Yeah, he's weird, but you won't let him catch you off guard today. You gesture at your tray, pick it up with one hand, and do the chef-kissing motion right back. Mwah. Keep it spicy, kiddo, and have a good meal. He waves slightly, then moves on to helping the next person in line. You head into the cafeteria, which is somewhat emptier than usual. Perhaps some campgoers are enjoying dinner out on the town after their free afternoon. Still, when you take a better look, you can see that all of your idol group members are present and sitting down for dinner. You think about it, and decide to sit by Axel. You make your way to the table where Axel is sitting. You pull out a chair and lay your dinner tray on the table before taking a seat. Hey, Roxie, guess what? They finally got my room door fixed. Now I don't have to fight that fucking thing whenever I go out. But they really made me wait until camp's almost over. I should get a refund or something. They're scamming me. Didn't you say the camp made that room off limits and you still chose it because it's close to Altair's room? oh, look at him. Ah, so precious. Ah! Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. Besides, this ain't about Altair. This is about how I should get compensation. What would have happened if I got seriously injured? Again, Axel, you chose that room. Nah, I know you work for the camp, so you're just trying to shift the blame onto little ol' me. This is all some camp conspiracy, man. You sigh and begin eating your dinner. Maybe I should go to Vesper and be like, now my beautiful hands are damaged for the rest of my life. Did you break a couple of bones in your hand or something? Injuries aren't only broken bones, you know. It could be something like trauma. Maybe my hands have PTSD now. That's wild. Or maybe I bruised my muscles. Or maybe I tore something like an ACL, but in my hands. Roxie, do you know if hands have anything like an ACL? You see Axel raise his shaking hands to chest level. His eyes scan back and forth at his outspread palms and fingers. The expressions on his face is dour, as if he is in immense pain. I tore my hand seals. Now I'll have to sit out this idle season. All this because of this black company camp. Return to your dinner and ignore Axel. You debate whether or not you should tell Dean Noir about Axel's plan. Meatball, it's not just me, right? They could at least pretend to have some decency, right? Shinri, please help! My buttons! I feel like it's a common sense thing, but maybe my upbringing was just really different. Is this one mine? This one's mine, right? It's probably this one, right? But normally, you would at least close the door if you're going to change, right? Hey, that's my shirt, Axel. Why are you dumping it on the floor? Please tell me, Meatball. Am I the weird one here? Do you want to take a quick break? We can come look for you when we're done. Yeah, I think I will. Thanks, Shinri. You stand up and walk determinedly toward the open doorway. Where are you going, Roxie? Idle meeting. You quickly leave before any other questions can be asked and close the door firmly behind you. Phew. You realize that you had accidentally brought Meatball with you. You glance up and down the hallway, but it's thankfully empty. Shall we go outside? Meatball bobs its head happily, so you carefully carry the small creature outside. The warmth of the summer sunlight lingers, but a cool evening breeze brushes over your skin. You take a deep breath of fresh air, enjoying the smell of the nearby summer garden. The trees rustle as another breeze sweeps by, a quiet and calm greeting after the noisy classroom. Meatball chirps happily and flutters its wings, happy to be outside. For a moment you wonder if it's time to say goodbye, but the creature hops onto your shoulder with another chirp. You gently stroke its soft feathers. Are you having fun? That's a good question. You jump and yelp at the unexpected voice. You swing around to see who it is, Meatball's wings flapping for balance. Well, are you having fun? Dean! Noir! Dean Vesper! I mean... Relax, Roxie. I spotted you while walking, so I thought I might as well take the opportunity to give you my greetings. Oh, well, I mean, yes, I think it's been an experience. That's good. He peers at your shoulder. So that's where Aquilius went. Aquila sweat. I was wondering what kind of trouble he had gotten himself into this time. Huh? You know Meatball? Meatball? He lets out a jovial laugh. What an appropriate name. Yes, I suppose you could say I know him. He straightens to give you a keen look and then smiles. Anyway, I just wanted to say we're already in its second half, but this camp is for you as much as it is for your team. Don't forget. Thank you. Actually, you had been so busy taking care of the group that you had indeed forgotten that you were here to learn as well. What exactly had you learned the past few days? The dean looks at you with a slight smile as if reading your thoughts. You don't need to think too hard about it. If there's anything that you've gained, musically or otherwise, then I would consider your time here a success. With that, I think I will leave you to your walk. If you need any help, feel free to let me know. Good night! He is gone as abruptly as he appeared, leaving you to mull over his words. Is there something I've gained? Roxie! There you are! You turn to find Axel approaching. Okay, so this does change with who you're romancing. Cool. You turn to find Axel approaching you from the nearby pathway. He greets you with a complaint the moment he reaches you. Yo, why are you outside? It's hot out here, man! Despite his words, he doesn't seem to be in a hurry to leave. He stands casually next to you, looking around at the view that you are enjoying. It's kinda nice with the breeze, though. Yeah, I guess. Hey, you okay, though? You left pretty quickly back there. I'm fine, you guys don't need me there while you change anyway, and Meeple and I got a nice break out of it, too. Alright, if you say so. Wanna head back? Everyone's waiting. Roxie, we were looking for you! Or I guess not. What was the point of coming out here to find you if they were all gonna come out here anyway? The breeze out here is so nice! Should we finish the rest of our meeting in the yard? Ew, fresh air! Let's get back inside, quickly! Hey, Roxie, we're done! Sorry for making you wait. You can't help but laugh at the sight of all the boys noisily running over and clustering around you and Meatball. Have you all finished trying on your outfits? Yep, I also noted down some adjustments to make. The performance is going to be amazing. Their excitement is infectious, and you grin happily at them. That's great to hear. Should we do a quick practice then? You all walk back to the building as a group, boisterous chatter echoing across the campus grounds. You're not sure exactly what you've gained from this camp, but at the very least, you think that you'll remember these moments for a long time. Aww. Wow, that went really well. You're really looking forward to tomorrow's concert. You feel happy knowing the boys are heading into tomorrow's dress rehearsal and concert full of confidence and reassurance. You lay out your pajamas and get together your things for one last trip to the shared bathroom. You've really been having a wonderful time with Axel at this camp, and you'll definitely be sad when camp is over. Maybe you could talk with him about it, but you don't want to interfere with those pre-concert emotions. You literally already exchanged numbers. Maybe after the concert would be a good time to chat. You'll have to wait and see. Heading back from the bathroom, you place your items on your nightstand, set your alarm, switch off the lights, and head to sleep. 6th day. You awaken to the sound of birdsong and the light glinting off the window panes. Today looks like a perfect day for the concert. You feel confident about the coming dress rehearsal and show. You contemplate for a bit in bed and then decide to head to breakfast. You hear the mechanical chirps of some type of machine as you approach the cafeteria line and smell the sweet scent of cooking batter. Could this be what you think it is? Chef Magni nods your way as you slowly make your way up to his position at the counter, then turns behind him to manage several machines, the source of the mechanical chirping. He grabs something out of 2 machines with tongs, then adds batter and uses a handle to flip the irons. You can't help but squeal. Waffles? My favorite! Magni turns around, pleased, and places the 2 waffles on separate plates. But of course, kiddo, nothing but the best for concert day! Now, would you like butter and maple syrup, berries and whipped cream, or half of each? You eye both sets of toppings hungrily and decide to ask for half of each. Magni gives you 2 big thumbs up that prepares your hot, fresh waffle. Have a great concert day, kiddo! He looks like he's about to say something else when the next 2 waffle irons chirp. As Chef Magni turns to handle the next round of waffles, you head out into the eating area. You see your group, Idle Team C, Tempest, all sitting together at the same table. It looks like they've saved a seat for you as well. You decide to sit with your team. You slide into the seat that they left for you and start to dig in. This must be the quietest meal you've all had in the entire week. Even Axel and Bettel are unusually quiet. You glance at Bettel, who is carefully examining his strawberries with a deep frown. Well, his quiet might be due to something else. Frankly, you've given up on trying to imagine what's going through his head. Axel, on the other hand, has a bottle of honey and is carefully drawing something on his plate. The image slowly reveals itself, and you decide that it's time to take action. Okay, I think that's enough. You sweep the bottle out of his hands and pass it down the table, out of Axel's reach. Hey, I was almost done. It's supposed to say Axel. That's exactly why I grabbed it. You then turn to Altair and push his plate towards him. Even if you aren't hungry, you should at least have a few bites while it's warm. It's pretty good. Perhaps sensing what was afoot, Shinri nudges Haka. Want more strawberries? Haka perks up at the offer. Yes, please! I'm gonna get some more for the table then. Anyone else? He takes a quick count, then heads off to the counter. After a moment, Chef Magni's voice can be heard clearly from where your group sits. Without cream? Are you out of your mind? You can't help but giggle at the pure outrage as some of the boys grin with you. You don't need cream for these ones, they're so sweet! I don't know, man. Aren't strawberries kind of overrated? Haka sniffs, looking offended. You don't understand at all. Okay, but like, why all the black bits? His outburst finally makes you realize why he had been so quiet this whole time, and you have to stifle a laugh at his offended expression. Is that what's been bothering you? Those are the seeds, Bettel. Shinri places a bowl of strawberries on the table, alongside a small pitcher of cream on the side, before sliding back into his seat. Haka immediately helps himself, clearly happy with today's breakfast. Yeah, he loves strawberries. Did you know strawberries are actually less sweet than other fruits? They emit a particular smell to make you think they're more sweet than they actually are. What? Yeah, that can't be real. Sweet things are just sweet. Why would the smell make it any different? You can look it up if you don't believe me. Here, Flayon. He slides the bowl closer to Flayon, who promptly spoons some strawberries onto his plate. Thanks! Make sure you don't have too much cream, though. Dress rehearsal is right after this. Right. Thanks for the reminder. The atmosphere feels more relaxed now, and a small sigh of relief escapes your lips. Flayon gives you a subtle wink, as if he was aware of your somewhat clumsy efforts to ease the tension. Speaking of which, I got some extra bottles of water for practice. I should go grab them before I forget. As if on cue, you hear the bell warning you of the remaining time. You guys go ahead and get ready for dress rehearsal. I got the dishes. Are you sure? Yep. I'll see you in the concert hall. Thanks. Spurred into action, the group slowly makes their way out of the dining hall, their chatter adding to the sudden spike in noise. You smile a little as you stack the plates. The week had been kind of hectic, but you're positive that the day will be a good one for everyone. You join the team backstage, hoping to support them as much as you can. You have to shush them frequently so they can listen to instructions, but you are gratified to see that their energy and confidence are both high. The audience seats will be empty except for other team leads and the professors, but they still seem determined to give the dress rehearsal their best. All the groups take their turns on the stage, some of them repeating their entrances and exit a few times, while others have to wait patiently for audio or lighting corrections. You watch them together, some of the boys excitedly pointing out ideas or particularly good parts. When you realize that it will be your turn soon, you quietly gather them together. Okay, guys, it's just a dress rehearsal, but let's pretend it's the real deal. Yep. And don't be too nervous, mistakes are fine. Exactly, and remember, if you forget a part, take a deep breath, reset, and keep going. You all break out into quiet laughter as they repeat your litany of advice back at you, word for word. I'm glad you were listening. Roxie, your group's up in a moment. You nod and then turn back to everyone. Okay, time to line up. You got this, guys. You give each of them a fist bump as they pass by you before jogging over to their spots on stage. The music starts, and you hover anxiously at the side of the stage, mentally taking notes as they run through their song. Even though you've been with them every step of the way, you still feel impressed at how good they are with just a week of practice. You feel somewhat torn. With the dress rehearsal already at hand, you realize the week is coming to a close. Although you had been nervous in your role as team leader, your group members had somehow made the task less daunting with their cheerful smiles and unquestioning acceptance. The eagerness to learn made you want to do as much as you could for them, and seeing them on stage made you feel a swell of pride at what they had accomplished in a week. Whatever happens, you hope that tonight's performance will be a night that everyone in your group will look back on fondly. Aww. After that dress rehearsal, it is definitely time for some food. You head to the cafeteria, take a tray, and get in line. Chef Magni is humming to himself as he pours, chops, and flips various things in his workspace. As you approach, he looks up, gives you finger guns, and gestures to your tray. Hey, kiddo, heard your idols are the hottest group on the block. Let's carry that momentum through the concert. Here, have some chicken noodle soup and a grilled cheese sandwich to relax and celebrate. He prepares your tray, first pouring the hot soup into a bowl, then flipping a grilled cheese sandwich fresh off the griddle and onto the plate. It looks so good still. He cuts it in half with panache, revealing the gooey cheese inside. Never say Chef Manny doesn't know how to maximize lunch potential. He waves you off, then turns to the next person in line. You take your tray and walk into the seating area. Again, you see all of your boys sitting together and having some type of no doubt deep discussion about the coming concert. They've left open a seat for you right in the middle of one side. You decide to sit with your boys. The discussions pause a moment when you sit down, so you make a vague gesture for them to continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's fine, we're just talking about the dress rehearsal. You're hit with an intense feeling of déjà vu. Are you guys nervous? A little bit. I mean, wouldn't you be? I think everyone's just anxious to do their very best. Probably. I messed up a little during dress rehearsal, so what if I do the same thing in front of everyone? Haka's sentiment seems to be reflected in some of the others. I mean, there were a few hiccups here and there, but overall, I think you guys did great. I hate rehearsals. Now I feel like I've lost my vibe entirely for the show. Axel waves a hand, catching everyone's attention. Okay, but hear me out, guys. We've been working all week for this, so we just need to do what we practiced, right? And besides, well, I don't know how to say this, but I don't have that much longer. Huh? He places a hand dramatically on his chest and gives a slow, solemn nod. That's right. It's the truth. I might as well come out and say it. I'm going to be leaving camp tomorrow. I know. It's sad, but... Altair says nothing, just silently cuts Axel off by punching him in the arm. Ah, what was that for? I was just having a little hee-hee-ha-ha. Everyone was looking so worried, man. But, like, there seriously ain't much about it. We just gotta go out and do our best, right? Excellently said! A booming voice makes you all flinch, and you all turn to see D. Noir towering over the table, looking rather impressive as he looks down at Axel. You've all been doing excellently this week. There's no reason to doubt yourselves now. Right? Just go balls to the walls and let's go ow, ow, ow! This time it was the Dean who cut him off by grabbing his ear. From your position, it's clear he wasn't putting that much force in it, but it was enough to make Axel shut up and visibly wince. Hey, what's with all the abuse today, man? Don't make me drag you off for a special course. Course? Is it free? Naturally. Perhaps it's the jovial tone of his voice, but something about his response makes Axel squint suspiciously. Wait, what's the course about? How to do your taxes? Well, you know what? I think I'm busy anyway, so I'm gonna have to pass. You can't help but break into a giggle at their conversation, and the air around the table almost visibly relaxes, the tension unwinding with their playful back and forth. From across the table, you see Altair give you a small wink. Before you can say anything in reply, another familiar figure appears. Any extras for the table? You jump in your seat again, and at the unexpected voice, and see Chef Magni appear next to your table with several plates of food. If you want to fuel your performance, now's the time. Nothing like a good meal to give yourself some legs to stand on. Don't eat yourself sick, though. I ain't cleaning up your puke from the stage. His cheerful vigor makes you unwind completely, and your frazzled nerves dissipate. Can we take some to go? Of course! Come to the counter afterwards, and I'll grab some takeout boxes for you. But don't forget about the after party. We've got some special yummies prepared. Hell yeah! Free food! The voice chatter with renewed energy, and you smile as you finish your food. You take a deep breath before you enter the prep room. Are they nervous? Should you say something? Maybe give them encouragement? A tumble of thoughts and half-prepared speeches run through your head as you push the door open. Before you can say anything, you are greeted by a strange sight. All of them are in a semicircle, arms on each other's shoulders and heads ducked together. When the door opens, they turn to you. There you are! As the door closes behind you, you open your mouth and ask what's going on. But before you can say anything, both Bettel and Shinri grab your shoulders to pull you in. I still love their idol fits so much. Look at Bettel! Whoa! They steer you into a circle and everyone ducks their heads into the team huddle. All together now! T-E-M-P-U-S! Go Tempest! Wait, hold on. Oh my god, look at Axel. Because you're taken completely by surprise, you are a ragged step behind, but you can't help but laugh along with them at the impromptu group cheer. Every single one of them looked ready for action, and at that moment you decide that no words needed to be said. This is enough. They are enough, exactly as they are. Looks like I don't need to say anything to you guys. Shall we head out? Yeah! Buoyed by their excitement, you head them out of the prep room. The music grows louder as you head up the steps into the stage wings, and the floor shakes slightly from the booming beat of the current group. As your group approaches, you can see the current performers from the side as they sing their hearts out to the cheering audience. You recognize them as the second to last group. Your own group is last, which means they have the nerve-wracking honor of closing the evening's performance. You hover as they take their positions in the stage wing, wincing a little when it looks like Bedel almost trips over his own feet. You aren't even going to be performing with them, but the reality of the stage you are standing on sets in, and the cheering of the audience makes your heart leap into your mouth. For some reason, you feel more nervous for them than for your own performances. They had worked really hard this week, and for good or for ill, this would be the culmination of their efforts. You really hope it goes well. As he passes by, Shinri pauses briefly and gives your head a reassuring pat. Almost at the same time, Fleon gives you a one-armed hug before he hurries after the others. You can't help but smile at their wordless encouragement and watch as they line up with the rest of the group. As if sensing your gaze, Haka looks over at you, then nudges at Axel, who is standing next to him. They both grin as Haka waves and Axel gives you a peace sign. You wave back, catching the attention of Bedel and Altair, who for some reason simultaneously decide to make silly faces at you. Seeing what was happening, the rest start joining in, and you have to stifle a snort of laughter. Some of the stage helpers start looking at your group curiously, so you flap your hands at them, focus, focus, and back away so you're out of their line of sight. Underneath all the noise, you somehow hear a familiar chirp, and look up to find a familiar creature perched on a nearby light fixture. Meatball? You reach out a hand and Meatball immediately flies down to you, chirping sweetly and rubbing his head on your cheek as you cuddle him. Want to watch them together? He chirps smugly and hops to your shoulder, making you giggle. You're right, you're part of the group too, so you should definitely be here. The previous group wraps up their performance to loud applause, pulling your attention. You watch, heart pounding, as they exit through the other side and your group heads to the center of the stage, grinning broadly as they position themselves. And for our final performance, we have Group Tempest. Everyone claps politely and quiets down in anticipation. It feels like the room takes a breath, then the music starts and the group explodes into song. Watching their performance seems to wipe away all of your worries. Your heart swells with pride and you can't help but cheer along with everyone else as the boys pump up the audience. Your tumble of thoughts fade into the background and your entire world narrows in on the stage before you. The day you met them, you had been so nervous and it had felt like you had no idea if you were doing any good for them as a group lead. But seeing them so confident and in sync with each other now makes it feel like your anxieties were just a far-off dream. An illusion that hid a world of joy that you finally experienced when you dug through and connected to each and every one of the members in Tempest. I really only connected to one of them. The song is all too short. It comes to an end amidst loud cheers, and they wave vigorously as they walk off stage to the other side. Axel and Fleon even pop their heads around the side to give one last wave to everyone amid cheers. It's silly, you know it's silly, but you have to wipe your eyes a little and take a deep breath to calm your racing heart. It was over so fast. The music continues playing in a loop, but over it you can hear the dean congratulating everyone for their efforts. Hi, Adam. It's only when all the groups noisily troop back on stage for the final lineup that your attention is pulled back. The audience erupts into cheers again, and, caught up in the energy of the moment, you cheer as loud as you can as well. Group Tempest is front and center, but for some reason they all turn to the wing where you stand. Thank you, Roxie! You jump in surprise as the boys yell your name together. Fleon and Altair both run over and drag you, protesting, to where everyone else is. As you stumble onto the stage, Meatball, unfazed by the excitement, takes off and flies over to the boys. Wings fluttering as he hovers over each of them before finally landing on your shoulder again with happy cheeps. You somehow find yourself square in the center of the stage, red-faced and blushing, as everyone in the audience laughs at your group's spontaneity with cheers and applause. D Noir leads everyone in a final round of acknowledgements, followed by a brief slew of announcements, thank yous, and hope to see you next times. He wraps it up soon enough, though, and urges everyone to head to the banquet outside. Your group's excitement is infectious, and you find yourself grinning at their antics as they follow everyone to the exit. Just as you are about to leave, Meatball chirps, and someone pats your shoulder, catching your attention. Roxie, do you have a moment? Oh, yeah, sure. You both pause at the threshold to the exit. The music had wound down, and almost everyone had left the stage. With only the chatter of the lingering audience in the background, you finally feel like you can hear yourself properly. Meatball flutters to D Noir, who takes a moment to pat his head before addressing you. I won't keep you long. I just wanted to express my gratitude for your work this week. Caught by surprise at the unexpected words of praise, you flounder for words. I didn't do much. The boys were the ones who worked really hard, and I was just kind of cheering from the sidelines, and they didn't even really need me that much, so, He laughs heartily as you babble in embarrassment. Yes, they did work hard, but it was also thanks to your support that they were able to make the most of this week. I spoke to a few of them, and they all thanked me for placing you in their group. Don't discredit yourself. For a moment, you are somewhat at a loss. To be honest, I wanted to do more. I'm not sure if I did enough. I often felt like I should be doing more to support them. Even right before I met them in the prep room, I felt like I needed to do something. So while it turned out to be a success in the end, I wish that I could have done more, but at the same time, I also don't know what else I could have done. He gives you a kind smile as you voice your uncertainties. If you wish you had done something differently, then instead of lingering in regret, how about using that to fuel your determination for the future? And remember, it's okay to feel like you can do more, but you should also know that doing as much as you can is all anyone can ask of you. Aside from your experience as a musician, you helped bring them together, and having someone to work with for them was definitely a huge part of their success tonight. So you should be proud of yourself. You mull over his words, letting them sink in, then find yourself smiling at him. Thank you for bringing me into the program, D Noir. I know you made an exception for me, and, well, it was a week I won't forget. He pats your shoulder approvingly. That's the spirit! Anyway, I just wanted to personally thank you for all that you did this week. Now go and enjoy the banquet. You deserve the break. You don't need a second invitation. You take off at a jog, eager to find your group. You are happy and somewhat relieved that the boys had a great concert. You wait around a bit after the concert, then head out to the hallway as the camp staff empty the theater so everyone can prepare for the banquet and dance. While you mill around with the crowd, you vibe on their energy. So many exciting shows by so many idols. It was so much fun. Bumping around in the crowd, you eventually find each of your boys and congratulate them or give them a high five to celebrate. Once you've gathered them all, you give a little congratulatory speech. Thank you for doing your best and being superlative idols. The show was amazing and everyone loved it. And you. Now let's take a break from your big idol dreams and enjoy the party tonight. You dismiss everyone, shaking their hands one by one. Soon after, the doors open onto the college green for the banquet and dance. You shuffle out onto the green with the crowd, taking in the ambience. They shuffle onto the green with the crowd, taking in the ambience. You can see Chef Magni standing at one of the serving tables, slicing up a positively magnificent prime rib roast. Other tables are full of heated silver serving trays, placed full of appetizers, a salad bar, and there's even a fancy dessert table with those little tiered trays full of delicate pastries. You look for the food line and join in, moving inch by inch with the jostling group of performers and camp staff. Everyone is still in their concert outfits, and the performers stand out like beautiful peacocks among the support staff. After grabbing your food, you take a seat next to Axel, who is stuffing his face with a wide variety of hors d'oeuvres. You let him have his fill. It's clear he needs an energy refill after the fantastic performance. Eventually, his eating slows, and he notices you. How long have you been there, Roxie? Should have said something. Axel puts his plate down and wipes the crumbs from his face. Sorry about that. After I do any kind of performance, I'm always crazy hungry. Is it because you burned a lot of calories while on stage? That's part of it. The other part is I'm nervous the day of a performance, so it's hard to get food in me. You didn't eat anything beforehand? Now you're just putting words in my mouth. I said it's hard to eat the day of a performance, not that I didn't eat anything. But it was definitely less than what I normally eat. I had a few bites and drank water while getting ready for the performance. Thought I did pretty well up on stage. Your singing was fantastic, Axel. Thanks, Roxie. I put so much time into singing practice every night, even when it was past midnight. During singing class, you really gave me the feedback I needed to trust in my own voice. You recalled in singing class that Axel was afraid his voice wasn't good enough. He thought people were intentionally not giving criticism. When you told me all the things I was fucking up on, I was so goddamn happy. Someone was finally pointing out what I was doing wrong. And in addition to your singing, your dancing was clean and perfectly timed. Thanks again, Roxie. The choreo took me a lot longer to learn, but me and the other boys met early this morning to get some last-minute practice in. I just listened to what you said in dance class, just practice the same dance over and over while singing. You recall in dance class that Axel had difficulties with his breathing while singing and dancing at the same time. Your answer at the time was to simply practice over and over again because each performance is different. And eventually, I nailed everything, like when to breathe so I didn't pass out on stage. You think back to the amazing performances all the boys gave. Axel, all your hard work paid off in the end. So many people will remember the performances for the rest of their lives. You notice Axel blush and squirm a little. Alright, now you're exaggerating. Axel, you need to stop being so hard on yourself and recognize how far you've come. I got it. Thanks, Roxie. I know this week has been huge in learning more and more about idol stuff. And speaking of idol stuff, tell me something, Roxie. What do you think an idol is now, after meeting me? A familiar scene lies before you. A fiery-haired boy giving you the smuggest look imaginable. You think back to singing class, dance class, and the 2 idol classes. Each time, Axel gave you new perspectives on what it means to be an idol. Axel sits in silence with his constant smug look of superiority. You chuckle, and decide to relent. You were right, Axel. You've taught me idols come in many varieties. You are 100% an idol. Damn right I'm an idol. And let me guess, I've become one of your idols too, yeah? You know the answer to his question, yet refuse to say it out loud. Instead, you sit in silence and feel your face start to burn up. You simply give Axel a kind and gentle gaze. A soft smile raises both edges of your lips. Whatever look you're giving Axel seems to fluster him. Sorry, that was... Oh my god, he's so stupid. You decide to break your silence. Something on your mind, Axel? I was just thinking, I need to make sure I bring happiness to whoever thinks of me as their idol. That's all. Brother, you flustered him by smiling. That's crazy work. Suddenly, 2 familiar voices on the loudspeaker system interrupt. Attention everyone, the fireworks show is about to start. Please find a good place to sit if you want to watch. You and Axel give each other a look of mutual understanding. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Fuck yeah, I'm thinking what you're thinking. Let's watch some fireworks. You both head towards the edge of the green where the camp is hosting its fireworks show. The area is jam-packed with people, but you and Axel manage to find a spot all to your own. Aww. Without a moment to spare, colorful sparks bloom in flower-shaped patterns across the night sky. Axel says something, but it's difficult to hear through the booms of the fireworks and the cheering from the crowds. What was that? I couldn't hear you. Axel looks at you in confusion. He says something else, but you can't hear that either. Axel, I can't hear you! Without warning, Axel puts his hand over your shoulder and pulls you in closer. Can you hear me now? Being suddenly so close and face to face leaves you speechless. You meekly nod at Axel's question. Alright, so back to what I was originally trying to say. Do you remember when I said... do you remember what I said when we went to the beach together? About how this might be the only time I go to this camp because I might find something else to do in the future? You think back to Axel's words at the beach. Maybe I decide not to join this camp program again in the future. Maybe I learn about other places that I want to visit. You nod again. Well... So, what I was thinking is... Go on, Axel. I'm listening. Your words seem to give Axel the push he needs. You know, I decided I might come back here again next time. This camp was more fun than I expected. But it might be kind of boring if I don't have someone to pick on, you know? He glances away from you, but you understand enough. I'm gonna have to deal with you for 2 sessions in a row. He turns his gaze back at you in astonishment. I'll just need to prepare myself for when I see you again next time. You grin, and Axel responds with a smirk of his own. Axel continues holding you close as both of you watch the fireworks above. Oh, that was so cute! You lose track of time after what seems like an endless supply of fireworks. But soon enough, the show ends, and everyone slowly starts returning to their rooms. I had fun, Axel. Same, Roxie. Both of you hear Dee Noir and Coach Magni start asking everyone to return to their rooms for a good night's rest. Damn, I guess the party's over. It looks like Axel is stalling as much as he can, standing in the grassy fields. But eventually, Dee Noir and Magni arrive to shoo both him and you back to your rooms. Ugh, fine. Have a good rest of your night, Roxie. You too, Axel. With your ears still ringing from the fireworks show, you lay out your pajamas and take a few deep breaths to calm yourself. Everything was so exciting that it's going to be difficult to sleep tonight. You had such a wonderful night tonight with Axel that you're sure you'll remember it forever. You put a hand to your chest and grin happily. You slowly put on your pajamas, then take your bathroom gear and head down to the hall to brush your teeth. When you return, you turn off the light, set your alarm, and head off to sleep. Aww. Final day. You wake up to yet another sunny day. Then it hits you. The concert, last night, everything. Camp is over. You roll over in bed and sigh a little, willing it not to end, but ultimately you know that you have no choice but to pack up and prepare to leave. You yawn and stretch, willing yourself awake. You make the bed, no reason not to be polite after all, head to the bathroom to brush your teeth, then come back and get down to work. You carefully sort your clothes, fold them, and place them back in your suitcase. You leave the last set of clothing out and get dressed for the day, then fold up your pajamas and place them in the suitcase as well. You pile up your documents from the camp and slide them into the inner front pocket of your suitcase. You pause to glance over your camp folder one last time. You sit down and look over your music, then place that with the camp documents in the inner front pocket. You then open your guitar case to check on your guitar. You take it out, tune it, and play a few bars, then place it back in its case. After you finish packing your belongings, you hear several soft flopping noises on the ground just outside your room. What in the world was that? As if to answer your question, loud pounding knocks boon from the other side of your door. Hey, you awake in there, Roxie? You open the door and see Axel. On the ground next to him are several of his duffel bags and a suitcase. Yo, Roxie, can I come in? Sure. Do you want to bring your bags in with you? Nah, no one's gonna steal some sweaty bags of clothes. Axel enters and takes a look around your room. Rather, he looks at what still remains. Almost unpacking? That's right. I assume you're already finished packing, Axel. Yeah, my ride to the airport is supposed to get here in a few. You're not going to miss your ride being here with me, are you? Yeah, nah. I've still got time. Besides, I wanted to hang out and talk a little before I left. Sure. What did you want to chat about? You still have my phone number, yeah? When I gave it to you in the dining hall? Of course. And you still have mine, right? You know it. I wanted to see if it's alright if I texted or called you sometime. You know, just to chat and catch up or whatever. Oh, would the super busy won't get left behind like Bettel LMAO? No, for real? Oh, would the super busy idol Axel Serials have time to chat with someone like me? I mean, I know I'm a pretty busy guy and always in demand, but I can make an exception. And why am I an exception? Because we're friends now, right? Wait, since when did I ever say that you're my friend? You expect a shocked and surprised reaction from Axel. However, he simply smirks at you. After everything, you think I haven't started notice when you're messing with me or not? You can't gaslight a gaslighter, Roxie. I'm onto your ass. Alright, you caught me. Yeah, I think of you as a friend, too. Cool. So whenever you want to call or chat, just send me a text. I might be busy, but I'll get back to you. Same goes for me, Axel. Or instead of calling, we can schedule an in-person hangout. Maybe one of my concerts will be near your place. That'd be fun. I could take you around my town and show you all the best food spots. You hear the distinct ding of a text message notification from Axel's pocket. Axel checks his phone and sighs. Alright, looks like they're about to be here. I'll see you around, Roxie. He gets closer and gives you a hug. You reciprocate and squeeze him back. As the hug ends, Axel takes a few steps back and gives you a somber look. I'll miss you, Roxie. Like, actually. I'll miss you too, Axel. Until next time, alright? Yeah, until next time. You watch as Axel exits your room and picks up his bags off the ground outside. He heads toward where you assume is the car pickup area. You return to packing your belongings, reminiscing about the past few days. It's a bittersweet feeling to make new friends only for them to go their separate ways. When will this empty feeling go away? As if to answer your question, your phone gives off a distinct ding. You pull out your phone and look at the notification. It's a text message consisting of only one word. Sup. As the empty feeling inside your heart disappears, you let out a chuckle. You think of how to respond before settling on something heartfelt. What took you so long? Oh! That was so cute! Okay, let's go to the just chatting screen. Sup. And that was Axel Sirius's route in Stargazing season. A very, very different experience from Bettel's route. God, I wanted to strangle him in the beginning. It just was so smug. It was so infuriating, but I understand that that's part of his charm. I feel like they've really captured. So like Axel is an incredibly infuriating man. Is an incredibly infuriating man, but I do feel like the storyline captured that kind of like he behaves that way, and he has that certain kind of like boisterous like confidence to him, and I don't think that's fake. Like, he isn't pretending to be confident. He is actually that confident, but like he has a sweet soft side, you know, or like he does care. He cares. Like, I loved the idol class where we were doing the pretend fan interactions, and he was actually like really naturally good at it, and it was very clear that he cares about how he interacts with his fans, because that is very true of the actual Axel Sirius, right? Like, for all of the jokes that he makes and all of the like pretending to scam us and just generally being kind of a shithead, he cares a lot about his fans and also the fans of the other boys, and he makes that kind of known. So I thought that was like a nice touch. It was a nice tribute to what he's like. I mean, there's the reason people call him Aniki, right? He is kind of very Big Brother coded, and he is also a Big Brother, so that makes sense. Also, like, all the little details about his life, the kind of little nods to that, like the fact that he was really soft with the pet, and, you know, the fact that MC has this thought of like, maybe he has pets, and it's like, yeah, he's like a cat dad, and he fucking loves his cats. And then yeah, the little details about his family, being the eldest, how he grew up, adding in the detail about like kind of being a little bit like ravenous when it comes to food, because he grew up in an environment where he didn't know where he was going to get his next meal, was like very real. It was very real. It's something I don't necessarily relate to, but like I definitely had similar experiences, so that was pretty cool. Overall, I really liked it. I've played Bettel's and Axel's routes now, and I like how they feel very distinctly Bettel and Axel, those routes, right? Like, I can tell that the people who have written these stories write them with a lot of love for the boys and like knowledge of them and what they're kind of like. I like that they included that Axel is like very hardworking. I like that they included that he is a little bit of a perfectionist about his own singing, the stuff that he thinks that he's supposed to be good at, you know. The stuff about the video games was really sweet. Like, I think it was really fun to have gone from playing Bettel's route, where there was this kind of feeling of like constant nervous energy from Bettel because he was always trying to impress you and also was really scared that you were going to like out him as a fraud, to this kind of like very relaxed thing where like all of the tension with Axel was in the beginning because you didn't get along, and then like as soon as he apologized for his behavior and you kind of messed with him back, and then like things kind of calmed down, a lot of that nervous energy kind of stopped being there, and it was like a lot more chill. Like the fact that we exchanged phone numbers, like I think maybe on day 3 or day 4, right? It was like pretty early on. And like we're making plans to hang out after the camp. It felt a lot like it felt like I was talking to somebody who was a lot more confident, which makes sense because this is the man that Flayon has described as quote walking Riz. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that it would kind of play out that way. But it was still cute. I really liked the beach scene. I really liked the canoe scene. Um, yeah, it was just like it was very cute. It didn't it had different high and low emotional moments than Battle's Route did, but I kind of would expect that because they're very different people. So I really liked it. I really liked it. I'm so curious to see the other boys' routes too. I know that my people, my peeps, my friends, my partners, will be playing through some of the other boys' routes as well. So I'll be watching that, and I'm quite excited to see what those routes are like. I've thought about doing the bad ending, but I think it would make me too sad. I don't want to do the bad ending. I mean, also look, don't we look cute together with our ears? Speed run. Yeah, like do speed run. Don't talk to anybody. Like never sit with any of the boys for any meetings, or just do it off stream and record your reaction to the ending. Yeah, because what I would do is I would never talk to any of the boys in any of the meals. Right, always sit by yourself, and then always let them fuck around during the idle meetings. I think that's how you speed run the bad ending. But yeah, uh, yeah, it's really cool. Andros, are you streaming today? But yeah, really enjoyed it. God, it was so sweet. There were lots of really cute moments with Axel. Like they were cute in that like really understated way where it's like because Axel is so confident, the rare moments where he is very sincere, or like when he becomes very sincere, when he's flustered or like genuinely apologetic, or shows that other side to him, they feel more rewarding, right? Um, but he was really cute. The immediately texting like as soon as he left was really funny. Sup, Aniki. Oh, why? The fact also, by the way, that there was a point in the story where it was like, Axel Sirius, why are you like this? And I was like, I ask myself on a regular basis, Axel Sirius, why are you like this? I asked myself that yesterday when I was watching his stream. Oh, oh god, he's such a menace. He's such a menace. Oh, but I do adore him, and I adore this story. I think it was really cute. Um, I loved, by the way, in any interaction with him when you were talking about yourself. Basically, all of the interaction choices were you could either choose to gaslight him and just lie, well, like just lie to him, or you could tell him the truth. And in the beginning, I always chose the gaslight option because I thought it was funny. But after that one time where I told him that I was into basketball and he got really excited, and then I had to be like, "Sorry, I was lying," I just felt too bad to lie. I couldn't lie to him after that. I felt so bad for getting his hopes up. Oh, he was so disappointed. I felt so bad. uh, you folded so quick. Hey, I managed to lie to him a couple of times. I lied to him a couple of times in the beginning. I did also the dorm room scene was really cute. It was really cute. But yeah, that was all good. Oh, actually, I just realized Oz is streaming. Maybe I'll raid into Oz. Maybe I'll raid us into Oz. I don't know how long they'll be streaming for, but I'll do that. I'll create a raid into Oz actually. Raid Aussie VT. Aussie is playing Foghorn's Drown. It looks like so. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. This has been Stargazing season. And I will be streaming on Saturday. Andros and I will be streaming Lego Batman. Uh, but we might stream. We're probably going to stream a little bit earlier than I'd initially put on the schedule. I'll make an announcement about it on Twitter. But until then, stay safe on your adventures out there, and all hail the Golden Garbage Pail from me and Axel Serios. Bye.